And a pleasant good evening to you all. I'm Dave O'Brien. Welcome to Montreal. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Montreal Expos.
Built for the 1976 Olympic Games, this stadium was originally designed with a retractable roof.
Okay.
After further considerations, however,
lower that. What's up, everybody? This is Sports Goofs number 114. I'm Francisco, joined by my good buddies Andrew and Charles. And we got some baseball in the background on the video version of this. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Today is a great day.
Very good day.
Yeah. Cool beans. Oh, yeah. So it's September 21st, which means that it's I guess it's my birthday, so sure, we're doing
Oh, Pee Wee Playhouse coming in. And it's not just his birthday, Andrew. Are you ready for this, Francisco?
All right, let's do it.
You share a birthday with Stephen King, which is funny because I just finished Wolves of Kala like the other day. You share it with Lindsey Sterling, violinist, who sometimes shows up in my trance mix. You share it with Liam Gallagher of Oasis. You share it with Bill Murray.
Holy crap.
So that ain't nothing to go. If you share with Nicole Richie of famous socialites from Paris Hills days. You share it with Dave Collier from Full House. Not the Uncle Jesse, but the other uncle.
Yeah.
You share with Alphonse. Yeah, you share with Alphonse. I'm sorry. Did you say John Stamos is not cool? Because John Stamos is pretty cool.
I'm just saying. I like Uncle Joey. What is it, Uncle Joey? Was it? Yeah, I think it was.
Uncle Joey. You share with Alfonso Ribeiro, Carlton.
Okay, Carlton. All right.
Fresh Prince.
I can dig it.
You share it with Faith Hill, so How Do I Live Without You, right there. You share it with Wale, rapper from Maryland that we like over here. Charles does at least. Ambition is a great song for Charles alongside all the other stuff that goes on. You share it with. I have the best one for last. I just want to make sure I go through everybody else. All right, best one for last. You share it with. You know how they always say Pitbull has Mrs. Worldwide 305. Well, you have the pop R&B equivalent of. Jason Derulo, and he's just like, what you say. So you share that with him as well, and he's only 32, and I feel old because I'm a month older than him. But you have done well, young man.
Okay.
Young champion.
Yep. And of course, my birthday shares the same date as a very famous song, for sure. So
which didn't correlate with me until you guys told me, and the internet came in.
Oh yeah. So I've always had a nice soundtrack to the background of my actual birth date. So that's good though, right? Yeah. My birthday. I'm 34.
You're old.
Guys, I bought a thing for my office chair so my back wouldn't hurt. I mean, my God, it is not good.
I have a neck pillow that I bought, so I feel you.
Oh man, it is you. Boy, God, man, I went to Austin this past weekend. But okay, side note, Austin, Texas. All right, if I'm gonna start. I'm not trashing the city. I don't want to trash it, but Austin, Texas. Let's get a side review here. They're not my non-sponsor, by the way. Okay, so you guys will never surpass El Paso, Texas. Okay, all right. There's one city in Texas. If I have to rank Texas cities, El Paso will be number one, all day, every day. So Austin, you can be the capital if you want. You can be home to a crappy football team, that plays college there. Your stadium wasn't that impressive. Come on now, it's pretty ugly looking. I gotta say, Longhorn Nation. You gotta
see it from the inside, though, Francisco.
What?
DKR.
Yeah. It's an ugly ass stadium. I'm just gonna say.
I know a few people who would take serious offense to that. Although I will say that
I passed by Baylor Stadium. I was more impressed by their stadium than BS Stadium, whatever you call
it. I'll give you that. That is a very nice
I know it's newer.
Stadium.
I know it's newer, but because you're going down I-35 or whatever, I forgot what it was, and you're passing by it, and you can still see the other stadium on I-35 too, but it was more impressive when I saw it. So Heck, the Sun Bowl was much more impressive to me, because it's El Paso, right?
Well, so
look, okay, I just saying,
Well,
Austin and the
hold on,
Longhorns
hold
are
on.
playing that day. I'm like,
we're discussing this. We're discussing this. So something that really helps McLean Stadium, that's where Baylor plays. No, that is not. It's not sponsored by the famous John McClane of Nakatomi Plaza fame.
I did watch Die Hard over the weekend too. So.
Was it the first time you'd seen it?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Hey,
hold on.
hey, you guys gotta commend me
What?
for actually trying. Okay.
No, hold on.
All right, I'm not gonna watch
So
The
you're
Sandlot.
telling me
That's for sure.
you did not see the seminal baseball movies, but you now have not seen a seminal Christmas action movie? Well, you have now.
I have now. You see, I did it, guys. I did. You see, you guys got to commend me for that, at the very least.
Okay.
I don't know to blame Nicaragua or your family, but there are some things. If I lived closer, I'd just be dropping off my Blu-ray collection, my VHS tapes.
But
so
yeah.
hold on. So hold on. I'm putting a pin in my. I'm putting a pin in my stadium discussion. Francisco, I have to ask.
This is all about me today.
Yeah.
No, it's your birthday. Birthday boy, you're 34. You get 34 lashes from me and Andrew on some
Okay.
stuff in
So,
life.
Francisco, yes or no? Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I will say yes.
Thank you.
That is the correct answer.
Much like Batman Arkham Origins is a Christmas video game.
Much like how the Nightmare Before
Well, I've never
Christmas
played
is a video
Arkham
game.
Origins, so
Well, yeah. But I liked Arkham Origins. Some people didn't
It's
like
good.
it. I was like, okay.
You don't have to. I don't have to fight Bane 7 times, but it's all right.
Yeah. Well, so yeah.
Seriously, man.
But I did watch it. I did watch Die Hard. Okay, so yes.
Have you seen 2 and 3? And
Well,
Die
how am I
Hard
going to see
and-
2 and 3 if I haven't seen the first one?
Well, I'm making sure that you could easily binge it.
Yeah, but yeah, you know,
You kids
yippee-ki-yay.
want to binge
I
The
got all the
Office.
things, you know. So I get it. I understand why people love it. So there you go.
Still holds up.
Yeah,
I watched it last Christmas. Still holds up.
yeah. I watched it. I was engaged the entire way. I watched 3 Final Destination movies as well.
Is it the first 3 Final Destination?
Yeah, the
movies?
first 3. Yeah.
Then you did fine.
Okay.
Third one's kind of campy.
Yeah. But still, I enjoyed it. All right. What else? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Back to this. Yeah, Texas Longhorn Stadium. Yeah. there you go.
okay. Hold on. All right. I've unpinned. We're back to the stadium discussion. So, McLean Stadium, I will admit, is very pretty. What helps its prettiness is it's located right on the Brazos River.
Okay.
I mean, it's
No, but
seriously.
even from a structural standpoint, from an architectural standpoint, from the facades and all that stuff, I was more impressed by Baylor than the Texas Longhorns. All right.
Well, as you alluded to, McLean is a much newer stadium. Let's see. McLean was opened in 2014. DKR is Darrell K. Royal. That's who the stadium.
Well,
is
if it was
named
named, I mean, if it meant Diddy Kong Racing, I probably would have liked it a lot more. But
but everyone just calls it DKR.
yeah.
It was opened in 1924.
Okay. That doesn't do anything. I mean, I went to Florida State. You know, yeah, we have an ancient stadium too, but ours looks nice.
Well, hang on.
We have a crappy football team, but ours looks nice.
Well, hold on. Hang on a second.
You know,
The
Notre
only
Dame
reason-
Stadium's nice. That looks nice. You know, it's an old stadium too.
Well, hold on. The only
Rose
reason
Bowl is nice.
the Doak looks nice is because of that brick exterior. Otherwise, it's like UCF. Stadium.
Exactly.
It's
And-
an erector set.
Okay, but Texas Longhorns Stadium doesn't have any of that crap. It doesn't look nice. It's an ugly ass stadium. I'm sorry. Hey, actually, I'm not sorry. All right, Vince Young. Vince Young was a long time ago, guys. Okay, it was a long time ago, even for the Titans.
Do you know who has a really nice stadium in Texas? Texas A&M.
I haven't.
That's a nice stadium.
Well, okay.
Kyle Field. It underwent basically a whole new fucking stadium was built by 2015. Not a whole new stadium, but literally one half of the stands was demolished to rebuild it.
You see,
that is a nice stadium.
Mm-hmm.
That is a really nice stadium.
Okay.
And you know the saying, it's bigger in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest stadium in Texas.
Okay.
It what is the its capacity is 102,733.
Jesus Christ.
And in Texas A&M, even though they're in a different conference for now, the Aggies, Texas A&M, and the Longhorns are huge rivals going back to the 1900s, to the point that the de facto, and I stress this, Texas A&M does not have a fight song, unlike basically every other school out there. They have a bona fide de facto fight song, which actually explicitly mentions
look, for as much as, and here's the thing. As much as I was expecting to be moved.
Literally means they're sawing the horns off of a longhorn.
Look, I was expecting. Andrew,
the grass is filled with tears of fans.
Are you two hearing each other?
I don't think so. Yeah.
God, why am I getting so many Discord notifications?
Andrew's in his own world.
Yeah, I think Andrew's like
anyway,
lagged behind.
I'm taking too long on this, but
he's doing his own show.
Ultimate point.
We spliced it. Now we're just a Mystery Science 3000.
DKR is not that nice on the outside. I looked at a picture. But
I'll message him.
Yeah,
it's certainly nice on the
inside. Got. This is actually pretty enjoyable. This Andrew complete? Oh. Yeah, there we go. I think he's catching up. He's probably like 5 seconds behind us.
He's gotta be way ahead because he won this whole rant.
Yeah, but no, but he admitted at the end it was pretty ugly at the stadium from outside. You see? I don't care. Just it's not. For me, it's about the whole package. Okay. Oh, you got to see it from the inside. I mean, well, so it's a dump outside. That doesn't do anything. I was expecting to be moved. It wasn't the total package. Sorry, Texas. Sorry, University of Texas at Austin. Okay.
Don't you feel that it doesn't really matter if you have a good or a bad stadium, or I'm sorry, a good or an okay stadium? It only matters if you have an ugly ass stadium, because that's the only time it stands out to me.
Well, it stood out to me that I was expecting oh, it's a big, massive. I think they can fit 100K in there as well. I'm like,
oh, he said he said his computer died, so maybe that contributed, which is perfect.
Okay, so I was just expecting to be moved. I was expecting to feel something, and it was no feelings whatsoever. So yeah, didn't feel anything for that. I felt feelings for other places. When I go to Fenway Park, it's okay, I felt something.
You see, I feel like I want to open that up and ask if there's ever been a stadium that you just go to wow, but I feel like Andrew's going to talk about UFC or UCF Stadium for 50 minutes.
Yeah.
I hope he came into that.
Oh, boy. So he's going to pop in at some point. I don't know. He's probably going to get his computer charged up with the cord and stuff. What else? I guess I could keep talking about what I did. I mean, I saw Texas State Capitol, all that stuff. Look, so Austin, Texas, it felt like a city where...
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, Andrew. So Austin, Texas felt like a city where you... an event has to be happening there for you to go there. If there's nothing happening, if there... I have South by Southwest and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If there's not a festival or something happening there, I don't feel like there's a reason to go there. You can go to New York and just go to New York, right? You can go to Vegas, go to Vegas. You can go to Orlando and go to Orlando. You don't just go to Austin just to go to Austin.
Do people any really go to Orlando just to go to Orlando, though?
Well, I mean, yeah. Or I consider the theme parks as Orlando. So I consider that as part of the city. Yeah. I don't care. I consider you can just go to Orlando just to go to Orlando, right? Disney doesn't have a specific festival for you to go. You can just go. You can just be there.
I mean, you could always just go to Cafe Minero if you're just
there you go.
If you're looking not to spend all that money on
go.
an overrated Disney thing. You see, I had to do the deposit plug.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, I guess Austin has it's bigger than Tallahassee, so I didn't get the vibe of Tallahassee where it's just like, okay, government and FSU and that's it. Austin felt like an actual city because they have like a bunch of corporations and stuff like that. There were a bunch of adults out clubbing, like actual.
You got to go there for the concerts. My buddy lived in Austin.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Something has to be happening for you to be there. So, and I'm not a Longhorns fan, so there were a bunch. I guess that weekend it was just situated around them. So it was just kind of No, nothing bad about Austin. I didn't think the city was bad. It was clean. It was all right. It was you got plenty of food and drink options for sure. If there's one thing that wasn't short of, it was that. So that wasn't that bad. 1 second, guys.
Well, to carry on from Francisco's, talking about broken plumbing in Austin, I haven't been there. And I know it's different per college stadiums. As you guys know, I never gone to any kind of college football arenas, so I kind of reserve any statements onto it. But there's some of them that are pretty. Like I went to the Mercedes-Benz Dome in New Orleans, and it was kind of interesting. And I've been to the Hard Rock, and I've been to the Buccaneers Stadium, so that's interesting.
I'm back. Toilet update.
See, I was able to segue.
Toilet update. It's still broken. So
oh damn! I was able to go for the 25 seconds you were gone.
Okay. Yeah, is Andrew? I guess Andrew popped out again, right? He's still trying to figure his stuff out. Oh, there you go. Okay, and yeah, so that was Austin, and I guess we should talk about sports, right? Oh, I guess because this episode's all about me. All right, guys, I have a dilemma. Actually, it's not really a dilemma. The sport of football has a dilemma. I'm becoming way more apathetic about it than I've ever been.
I've been prepping this all day.
Like, my give a shit meter is at an all-time low. Then it's okay. The Florida State Seminoles losing to an FCS team. The Miami Dolphins getting absolutely. I can't even describe it the way they lost to the Bills, 35-0.
You're not even gonna give yourself an exception because of Tua getting hurt.
It doesn't matter. Tua
doesn't play defense, right?
The offensive line has been terrible since Ryan Tannehill was there. So, it doesn't. It's the same old, same old. I am way more apathetic than I've ever been, guys. I really do not give a shit. Like, say fantasy football, like, and I blame this on the Miami Dolphins primarily for being so crappy for much of my football loving life since I was 11 years old. Okay, they've had 23 years to turn this ship around, and they haven't. And I don't care. I don't want to spend money on the Dolphins. I don't want to spend money on the Seminoles. I'm paying. I should not have to pay student loans for the way the Florida State Seminoles play. They should just get rid of them for me. It's terrible. It is terrible. And the most that got me happy over this past weekend, and I'm getting the echo. I don't know whose speaker is up on that one, but the most that got me happy was the fact that we got a Henry Handy this weekend. That was like, oh, thank God, something to look forward to. We got a Henry Handy, guys. The first one of the year.
You thought the shake was
you notice that the title card of this episode has Ryan Tannehill handing off to Derrick Henry, the Henry Handy. So there you go. I missed you, Ryan Tannehill. Oh, well, no, you went off to a team that can actually do something.
No, you traded him to a team that could actually do something.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, he was gonna die if he would have died on the field if he stayed with the Dolphins.
And that's what's amazing. It's not like our O-line is substantially better. It's about a next level up, but he hasn't gotten hurt at all at the fresh age of 32.
Yeah. So guys,
excited.
I need y'all to convince me. What can you guys do to convince me to actually give a shit week to week about both college football and professional football?
Well, can I start?
Yeah, because I can't do anything on college because I'm going to be.
That's kind of why I felt like this was pretty apropos for. Like, I know Andrew can take over college, and I know Charles can do the pro ranks. So let's go.
Go for it.
Well, to begin this, to start it off, I took a poll. I spoke to a few of my friends in RCFB to see what was their opinion. I can say so much, Francisco, but I wanted to get the people's. I wanted to get their take on.
Andrew is the people's champ.
Yeah.
I wanted to get the people's take on what is there to look forward to for the Florida State Seminoles.
Oh. Baseball, basketball, sure as hell ain't football.
It is related to football. Believe it or not, Francisco, there is quite a lot to look forward to.
Buster Posey will probably make the Hall of Fame. You know, that'll be fun. Oh no.
Well, one person said, "Tell him to give up."
I love that this is a thread.
You are not a Utah fan. That is very true. Let me look up the Utah Utes. They were slated to have a big year. They were going to do things this season, but it is crashing down miserably. Let's see. Pac-12, Utah. So currently, the Utes are, if my computer will cooperate.
So in this instance, this Utah Utes fan is trying to show that at least I'm not a Utes fan or alumni. Or alumnus.
Well, actually, it was a BYU fan that said that.
Oh, okay.
So, Utah is currently 1-2 on the year.
I mean,
their sole win was to the Weber State Wildcats.
That's what BU just put up right now.
Which is an FCS. I don't have the
hey! At least they were able to beat the FCS.
Twitch chat up. That's true. But a 9-year winning streak against BYU ended. That they lost in overtime. To San Diego State. So we'll see how they should be bowl eligible, but. Still not a good start to the year for Utah.
Okay. So at least I'm not a Utes fan. That's one example. Okay.
There's always the off chance they upset Florida and ruin their season.
Yeah, that
you can always hang your hat on that.
Yeah, if they can beat either the Canes or the Gators, maybe just for that. At least for that week. The Gators most because there'd be an entire off season of trash talk that we can do. Canes fans.
Any true fan of a college team will tell you if your team has a 1-11 year,
Okay, so I will. Okay, I like that reason, but that only gets me to the final week of this season. What can you do to bridge that gap? Unless by some miracle the Seminoles just go undefeated from here on out, which is not going to happen.
Okay, hold on. So, what else have people said?
Can you just beat BC?
I think that was it. But,
for you. Yeah.
Here are some things that I can tell you personally, Francisco, that I think you can be happy with. One, no matter what happens, you're still in the ACC.
Yep.
That's true.
I can totally 100% agree with
Francisco, my beloved
Who did Clemson
Knight,
barely win to?
yes, against Georgia Tech of all teams.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That was something else. One of my friends said that at least
Yeah, but we lost to Wake Forest.
At least Florida State can score points.
At least we're not Vanderbilt, right? That's another thing. We're not Vanderbilt.
True. But at least Florida State can score points. Clemson can't.
Okay.
Clemson, even they're 2-1 on the year. Their sole loss was to number 2 Georgia, or currently number 2 Georgia. I think they were they were number 5 at the time. But aside from a 49-3 drubbing of South Carolina State, an FCS team, Clemson has scored a grand total of 17 points this year.
Trash.
That's funny.
They scored a lowly field goal against Georgia.
It was Trevor Lawrence and nothing else, huh?
And they scored 14 points against a god-awful Georgia Tech. Clemson is lucky that they have a shit schedule the rest of the way. Otherwise, someone would expose them.
Okay, so here's another challenge here. All right, so I know, like, some people when their teams are doing crappy, their primary they will go to a secondary team, even if just for that one season. They'll just pick out a team that they feel good about, and they'll just like, yeah, let's jump on this bandwagon, this underdog story, whatever. Convince me. Pick a team that I should cheer for from here on out that isn't FSU, nor is it UCF.
Oregon.
Well, Francisco, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can always go back and rest.
No. Okay, and none of my alumni. And yeah, I can do FAU and FIU, but none of my alumni. And I went to like 40,000 schools here, except for the UF and UM, but and UCF and USF. For sure, you're not going to convince me to cheer for USF, unless it's for you to actually trash talk me later on.
So you want to know,
yeah,
who to root for?
Pick a feel good story that's like, that team would match Francisco if he wasn't a Florida State football fan. Like he feel real good about that.
You have a couple of underdog stories this season.
All right, let's hear.
I'm going to go in the order of the. You want no? I'm going to go in the order of Freddie's Fred rank.
Oh, first mention of that for this season.
Yeah, where the hell's our Fred rank? Freddie, what the fuck, man? Like, I also need for my NFL, so I can piss on it.
Hold on, I'll send the link over. He also provided me with the Fred rank.
Okay.
Hold on. Pulling it up.
Because that's how I feel. I'm like, if I'm gonna care, because I'm not gonna care about individual players, because you guys know me. Yeah, like I don't even care about my own prospects for my own teams, for like the Panthers and the Marlins.
So currently sitting in 10th place is Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Okay. All right.
They're ranked higher in the human polls, the AP and the coaches. Fred Rank showing them not a lot of love right now. But Cincinnati is an FCS, is not an FCS. They're a group of 5 team who, like my beloved UCF, are heading to the Big 12 in a couple of seasons. So that'll be a huge boost. But they are a great team regardless. They're currently, like I said, in 10th place in Fred Rank. Freddie has them going 14-0. He has them going to the Fiesta Bowl to face where are they? North Carolina, UNC, and will defeat UNC in the Fiesta Bowl. So that would be interesting.
Okay.
Another team you can look for: Coastal Carolina.
Chanticleers.
Chanticleers, exactly. Home of the 2016 College World Series champions, Chanticleers, no less. He has them in 21st. They're doing well. They're coming off a very, very good season last year. Made it high into the rankings, very well deserved. Some other teams you've got. Fresno State. They're coming out of nowhere. Fresno State. They're shocking the world. The end of the 2003 Marlins DVD, "We Shock the World."
Yes,
we
I do.
Right now, that is Fresno State. Out of the Mountain West, the Bulldogs are currently, I believe, 3-0. No, 3-1. My apology. 3-1. They're still lost number 11 Oregon Ducks.
Okay.
But 31-24 at Oregon. That is a tough building to play in, despite the fact that it's in some cases half the size of stadiums, some of the larger stadiums. It is widely considered to be one of the loudest stadiums, and it is certainly one of the most rowdy. So the fact that you were able to take number 11 Oregon to the brink, which may I remind you, the same Oregon team that beat Ohio State in the shoe. So at the time they were number 11. Now they are much higher. Freddie has them at...
They are also a fellow FSU.
He has them in 4th right now. Freddie has them in 4th right now. So they took them to the brink. They beat the shit out of UConn 45-0. 63-10 against Cal Polytech. And then here's the big upset of the season so far. They went into the Rose Bowl, into Pasadena, and defeated UCLA 40-37. Holy moly. They did really well in their non-conference schedule. They're done with their non-conference for the rest of the year. Right now, they're looking poised to have a very good year in the Mountain West. And if things shake out their way, they might be headed to a New Year's Six Bowl. Let's see who else we got here. I can always say root for Boise State. They're like they're a brother from another mother. You know our dear friend Matthew. He's a Boise State fan. Boise State has kind of adopted UCF as a secondary team, and we have responded in kind. You can always count on Boise State. I assume
so that's 4. That's 4 candidates. One more candidate.
Let me see.
I will make a decision after that.
Charles says Oregon just to get Pac-12 some love.
And I'm going to go hard on them for the rest of the season.
I mean, I would say root against Michigan for the memes.
Yeah, it's always funny. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like, it's like the 76ers or the Phillies or the Flyers or the Eagles.
Frogs.
Anybody from Philadelphia, where it's just funny when they suck. Because they're angry about it. Very angry about it.
I can't wait to get to that
Let's see.
topic.
Last but not least,
Damn, man. The Phillies had the
Um,
easiest schedule to finish the season, and they still have squandered it. They had a month of crappy baseball teams that they were facing. They basically had the division handed to them, and they still can't win.
let's see.
That's funny.
Last but not least, I guess BYU.
BYU.
I'm not a huge fan of BYU, but they are
They produced frauds,
Group of Five
though.
school. What?
They produced frauds, though. Like
That's
Zach
true.
Wilson.
I guess you could go with Arkansas. Arkansas is having a pretty good year so far.
I mean, my brother-in-law's from there. His family grew up liking them because they're in Little Rock, and
Freddie has them.
how's Mississippi State doing? Are they terrible like always?
Mississippi State.
Yeah. Are they
Let's
terrible
check
like
them
always?
out.
I mean, it's just to find out. I probably won't choose them.
Ooh.
Are they even worse?
I need to come back to Mississippi State later.
Okay.
I asked some people what are the top stories of college football this season, and Mississippi State is embroiled in one of them. And we're very early into this young season.
Okay.
But already
Embroiled is
some
already
controversy.
a bad word to describe it.
What's that?
Embroiled is not a great word to be involved with.
Not charbroiled, kid.
That is true. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll get back to that.
the Bulldogs are currently. My computer is so slow.
I'll look it up. Mississippi State football. They're 2-1. They just lost to Memphis, who are 3-0.
Yep.
Okay.
That is the embroil that I will discuss later.
Okay. All right. So let's just go with these four right here. These four. So because I'm not gonna cheer for an SEC school. I don't give a shit. So because I was like looking at Memphis, I'm like, oh, Memphis. I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that. No, 4. Okay, so you gave me 4. So that was Fresno State. What was the other one?
Boise,
Boise State,
Coastal,
Oregon, and Coastal Carolina. Oh no, and Cincinnati. You give me Cincinnati. No, Charles posited Oregon. That was right.
I don't see why we should hate them. Pac-12 needs that love a little bit, I feel, and it's either them or UCLA, and I'm not going to support Chip Kelly.
I think I will go with Fresno State because of the aforementioned games that you had mentioned. They are also a fellow FSU, so I could still be cheering for FSU, just not that one.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble.
Or do they consider
But
themselves
they're actually not in
FRSU? Or whatever?
FSU. They are not actually in FSU. They're not. Their full name is Cal
State.
Cal State Fresno,
Oh. Well, that's
which
dumb.
I only discovered recently. I thought they were Fresno State University.
Oh.
But no. It's California is weird. They have all of their universities
Screw
are part
it.
of.
We're gonna go with Cincinnati. That's too. These schools need to freaking figure out their names. Okay, it's simple. University of, or something State University. That's it. God. So we're going Cincinnati. We're going Cincinnati. University of Cincinnati. Let's go. All right, go Bearcats. They're a cat, they're a bear. But at least they know what their name is, where their location is. Okay.
And if you'll give me a moment, keep talking. But I know someone who is a Bearcats fan, so I'm curious to get what his reaction is.
What's up with the Fulmer Cup?
I thought that was retired. Didn't you retire that? Wasn't it retired?
Oh, did they?
I think that was Andrew. What Andrew said that was retired or something.
Oh,
because it was this offseason was just very depressing for everybody. So, Okay. All right. So that's our. Okay. So I've chosen the Cincinnati Bearcats as my college football team to care about for the rest of the season. And maybe Florida State will beat Miami or UF by the end of the season. And that'll give me some, I don't know, semblance of joy for at least a weekend. Okay. So that's what'll keep me watching college football. But Charles, I know the Dolphins are just 1-1. I get that, but they barely beat the New England Patriots, who aren't a good team.
They are not.
And they got thrubbed, lashed, destroyed, just absolutely bitch slapped by the Buffalo Bills, who are the team that they had to beat in order to show that they were ready for them. Because the Bills have been, since Brady has left, has been a team to beat in the East. So, aside from the Henry Handy count, what can I look forward to in the NFL season? I'm not gonna. I may not convince you. And I guess a side note, what's a secondary NFC team or an AFC team that is actually no. I'm gonna not do the AFC team because I could cheer for the Titans just for you, but let's go with an NFC team. And I don't expect it to be the Packers, but that I could cheer for on the other side. So there we go. Let's go.
So I will start with this statement. I was talking to my paralegal about it at work today, so he completely gets where I'm coming from. You don't do fantasy football. If you did fantasy football, there would have been an investment in you to watch it, to see it, to do it, to want to keep to the season. It's not like basketball where I just love the sport of basketball. I'll watch whatever.
Okay, basketball keeps me engaged. I mean, I know the Heat have been good, but like basketball, just the storylines and stuff. It's just it's juicier. There's more gossip in the NBA. I like that, right?
So when we're talking about football, you have to think about what fulfills your soul and what keeps you going. And I find Disney is a fantasy for a reason. Disney is a fantasy with the movies that they create and the stories that they tell because people use happiness, the pursuit of happiness, as their inspiration to succeed during dark and difficult times. Ladies and gentlemen, this man's 34 years old. We're going to open up his eyes here. That is the furthest from the truth ever. It takes rage, spite, anger, and pure, unfiltered hatred to survive the hardest parts of our lives. That is what keeps me going to be invested in a sport when my team is sucking ass. I am a Tennessee Titans fan. About 5-6 years ago, we were in the 2-14, Ken Wisenhunt, Mike Malarkey situations building into it, kids. We know what real pain is. And then standing with the mediocrity of Mike Munchak choosing Jake Locker over Matt Hasselbeck, who should have been the starter in that second year. I know what mediocrity is. I know how it is to play spoiler. And you don't want to be the team that just plays spoiler because you're just basically being the Cleveland Browns, and you don't want to beat that. So what keeps me going, like if we had a bad season this year, which I don't think we're going to, the AFC South is still wide open, despite everybody prematurely predicting our downfall because we lose one freaking game in a 17-game season. Shut up. You have to have hatred. You have to have hatred. You have to be the hater, Francisco, and you will be invested if you find a player or a team to want to see fail. And I'll give you 2 examples of what keeps me going. Right now, let's say Derrick Henry breaks his hand, breaks his knee, loses his knee in a tragic train accident, saving, children, blind children, because he's a true hero. And let's say Ryan Tannehill's knee just finally collapsed. Hey, Charles, what's going to motivate you to continue on? I'm going to give you 2 examples. One, my hatred of Aaron Rodgers. I would watch this entire season just to prove that I'm right. I will go and be invested in the season to watch, and it could be up to the Super Bowl. But if he doesn't win that Super Bowl, what's my ass going to say to you guys? I was right. He's nothing. Because what happens is what I've been saying for 3 years. I just don't see it anymore. Everybody wants to lap it up. Just get the juices of Aaron Rodgers' crumbs from his beard and the dribble of wine from his mouth. But y'all want to drink his bathwater. I don't want to drink his bathwater. People were doing that last night. First week, he's like, relax against the Saints team because he threw 2 picks and he wasn't into it. But we take into account the safest defense I've ever seen played in my life last night Monday Night Football with the Lions. And he just scores like 4 touchdowns. No one's covering Aaron Jones, the flat route. So you have that is what would motivate me. if Derrick Henry had to take a season off saving blind children from a crashing train, because that's him, that's who he is, he's a real hero, unlike Aaron Rodgers, it would be that investment of hatred to a player, where I don't hate him as a person, I have to see him fail, though. It's the biggest hater. It's respect. Real recognizes real.
All right, so give me a player aside from Aaron Rodgers, because I'm not gonna. I like Aaron. I like Aaron Rodgers now. Give me a player I can hate. A player that I could just be like, oh, that guy's an asshole.
Can I give you two? Ooh. One who is really not playing now, and one who is playing.
Yeah.
Because there's a part 2 to the hatred. Because the first one's a particular player, the second one's a particular team. And I will give you a team to hate, to want to see fail. So, person not playing. I'm sick of Deshaun Watson. I'm already over it. I'm literally over it. I'm already over it. And I want to be invested in the Houston Texans, even when they play us, to see Tyrod Taylor, who won them a game already. Yep. That's more games won this season than what Deshaun Watson got them because he hasn't started, I know. But, man, I could not stand to be a Houston Texans player because I would just want to punch Deshaun in the face. Seriously. Allegations are not the whole stance that you're on this roster. You're not even going to play. You're not even playing with a full 52. And now your starting quarterback is just out. And, and we still have to pay for you to be here. And we have to start a rookie, David Mills. For the guys who have been there, from Brandon Cooks, who's just been a spotlight for that team and has to deal with that. What comes summer at professional? So you have to do player that you hate straight up, inactive, Deshaun Watson. And then you have to bring it to a player that you don't like. And when we say it's a player you don't like, you can have whatever reason you don't like that person. Whatever thing. They might be a terrible human being who gets too many chances. They could be an old, retired person who you just want to see go into the ground because he just won't let up on the reins. Or you just don't like his face. I can give you a couple of examples of those people. One, first and foremost, I just want to see the end of Ben Roethlisberger.
That's a good one.
I'm done with it.
Yeah,
I'm done with it.
And Andrew and I are urinating tree fans. And he's a Steelers fan, and he's been wanting Ben Roethlisberger gone for a long time. So that's a good one. I like that one.
I'm not seeing any elevation talent. I'm not seeing any making stars out of these receivers.
He's selfish. He is selfish beyond all belief. He doesn't help his teammates. He is.
He takes a $10 million pay cut just to be like, oh, hey, I helped TJ Watt get money. But now it's just kind of like, but you were kind of ass last year in the playoffs. And now you're kind of still ass. Now you lost badly to Oakland. You couldn't get it going. You can find that player that you don't like from there. You can also hate on an overhyped pick, aka Zach Wilson of BYU, who I don't know, man. Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas are really just playing a fool's game because this is of new proportions. Yes, I know he had 258 yards passing last week. Who cares? It was still a loss, and it was still 2 picks and with maybe 1 touchdown. And then this week, 4 picks, 3 of them within his first 3 passes. Couldn't get that team going, and he has actual weapons. So it's just what are we doing here? And I'm not hating on Zach Wilson. We're not on that level. But who are they comparing it to? Aaron Rodgers. And this guy went to BYU, which isn't the big teams or the big schools. And last year was a big anomaly. So the major statistics you see there, so you can hate on that. Hatred of a player will keep you invested into it. And then there's hatred of a team. And I will give you an alternate of either a player or a team to support. Let me give you the new team that I'm going to be fighting every single week. Every single week from now until the end of the season, and I never thought it was going to happen, but I'm going to do it right this minute, right now. Screw the Seattle Seahawks. Seriously.
I had a feeling it would be Seattle.
And I said it because I am so sick of them. They almost took a win from us. That was a touchdown from Julio Jones. I don't know where you saw the foot come out. Are you colorblind? Could you not see? Do you not know what big feet look like? So that's 1. 2, that was a safety. I sent you and Andrew the tweet or the video. Where was he at the 1? He was at the 1 5 seconds beforehand when he threw it out. We could have had the win there. But what happened is you didn't want your darlings. So it's every year it's Seattle, is it not? Every year it seems to be Seattle coming out of the NFC.
Out of the NFC West, they really, especially pushing them or the LA Rams.
Always mentioned. And I can't deal with it. Let me tell you what, I'm sick of the refs giving them love. That's one thing. I'm sick of you guys talking about the 12th man in Seattle. There's not 31 other teams in the NFL that have a very, very supportive fan base. Maybe not Oakland because it just opened up, and maybe not any of the LA teams because they're just new everything. But do not lie to my face and make it seem like the 12th man is more special than anything NFL teams. Your entire organization, this is going to get me in trouble, is known for two things. You're not even known for your Super Bowl. You're known for Russell Wilson.
For screwing up that Super Bowl. And I'm getting
for screwing up that Super Bowl. So you're known. Yeah, that's probably Andrew, I think, maybe, or maybe it's me. You're known for not winning the Super Bowl, right? When you won the year prior.
That's
and
true.
And you gave Tom Brady the start of the
I don't
ring,
remember. That is very true. I remember them losing the Super Bowl more than I do winning the Super Bowl.
So that's one. And two, the other thing that you're known about is that your star quarterback is married to Sierra, the two-hit wonder. Goodies, and then whatever the hell else she's got there. That's right. Future's ex is what you're known for. I am going to hate on Seattle.
Damn. Charles is so hateful that he's gone off into I don't know what part of space or time he's in right now. Well then, Charles is gone. Andrew, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Everybody's gone. I'm alone. Well then, it's still running. The stream is still running. Everybody's gone. I'm gonna check this right now. But Charles has put up some good points here with regards to this. Guys, yeah, they're gone. So it is just me. Oh God! Oh no, they've gone completely. So yeah, it's them. So we shall try and reconnect that at this moment. Well, this is actually very fitting for today. You know, technical difficulties. Yeah. Okay. You guys
I'm back. Did you hear my rage?
You guys went off. You were so rageful and full of hatred of the Seahawks. You went off into I don't know what part of time or space. You were just
because
gone.
I brought up you'll never be as memorable as the Supersonics. You know, everything there. So find a team to hate because the Titans will lose, but I'm gonna remember Seattle all week long. So teams that you can hate, obviously, Seattle, right there for you, right there for the
Very
taking.
hateable.
You can hate Green Bay.
You see, yeah, I'm not gonna hate Green Bay, and hating the Cowboys is so like
it's too easy.
Yeah, it's like okay, yeah, Cowboys. Ooh, how about the Baltimore Ravens?
We can hit.
Can we?
That was
hate
me
the
being
Baltimore
petty because
Ravens?
I've lost to them last year. But you can hate them. I'm not going to hate them for the reason why people want to hate them. People want to hate them because they can't say RB1 can't throw. I like me Lamar Jackson. I like John Harbaugh.
Yeah, okay, all right.
My suggestion.
I'm going to go down this list here.
You can always hate the Bills. You can always hate the Patriots. You can always hate the Jets. You have a strong divisional rival. If you have to hate,
but that's too easy. It's too easy. I already hate those teams. I already hate those teams from a divisional perspective, right?
Okay, so
that's too easy.
Do you want an NFC team to hate or an AFC team?
It can be any team. Pittsburgh was or actually no, that was more Ben Roethlisberger hate. Because I don't mind Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, to be honest.
Can I give you an AFC team to hate and no one's gonna like me for saying it, but I'm gonna say it anyway?
The Chiefs?
No, because I'm not behind that thing. Hate on the Bengals. Hate on the Bengals.
Oh, the Bengals are hateable for hurting Joe Burrow, of all teams.
And Joe Burrow's. Hate on them for building the team that is not the way it should be built.
Yeah.
Coming into it, and the highlight of how they're going to do. Because I think Jamar Chase will be fine, but that O-line is bad. The money that they're throwing to all these people is bad.
That's more hating
because they have gotten two starting quarterbacks. Because I'm going to consider Andy Dalton was a franchise quarterback. Y'all may hate to hear it, but he was there for 9 years.
Yeah.
And you can't even get 2 years out of a franchise quarterback. And now you got Joe Burrow, and they're still washed up. So that should be your AFC team to hate, right?
I would hate them from I think a lot of people would hate them just out of concern for Joe Burrow more than anything else. And that's a good one.
And then my other contention of whom to hate from the NFC. So let me just go through my brain real quickly because you can't say the Bucs. That's too easy if you hate on those. And I'll give you one team support on the NFC if you have to do it just because of the stories coming into it. I made this in good time.
The Arizona Cardinals?
My God, you know me.
Yes, hate them because Cliff Kingsbury does not know what he's doing. Hate them because Kyler Murray is just a fantasy stat stuffer, and this is how the last 2 years has started, where everybody wants to rub on them guts because of the fact they get an additional 2 wins per year. Hate on them because Larry Fitzgerald doesn't even want to come back to it, and he's not even formally retired himself. And hate on them just because of
They
the fact
barely
that
beat the
they loved it.
Vikings, and the Vikings are not a good team.
Exactly. So you're telling me that that's supposed to be the team to beat in the NFC West, because the team to beat in the NFC West is really San Francisco. Everybody kind of came back healthy, and then I'm like, I don't want that smoke. And then the team to support, and it's going to be weird, but the team to support, I think NFC loyalty could be the Carolina Panthers. Think about it. Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
They put Sam Darnold in. Sam Darnold's looking good. Matt Rule's making the proper
Yeah, the Sam
transition
Darnold
from-
story is very intriguing because it's like, the Jets screwed him up, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's going to a team. It's almost akin to Ryan Tannehill, not in the same level, but kind of akin to it, where his first team actually screwed him up. Except he had the fortune of leaving earlier than Ryan Tannehill was with the Dolphins. That's
And
a
maybe
good
it's just
one.
but maybe it's an easy schedule. But don't you like? It's two ideas merge where you have a
They're
cast
there.
off who
They're a
really
bit of
wasn't
they're an
given a chance,
underdog with the Bucks in their division.
and you have a proper transition of college coach to pro. Same way
They
you
can
did
beat up
Harbaugh.
on the Falcons. Yeah. Always beating up on Atlanta teams is always fun.
We've been to Carolinas. It's an okay state. South and north.
I think I will if I'm gonna cheer for. Yeah, I'm hitching my wagon to Carolina. That's a good one. I will hitch. Yeah, there we go. It has all the makings of underdog, of comeback stories. Feel good. Yeah, I like the great logos, great color scheme. Yeah, let's do it. I'm with Carolina Panthers now. Here we go.
Hell yeah.
This is this season right here. All right, so we got that. We got some people to hate. I like that too. Yeah. Okay. So that's yeah. We're about to hit the halfway mark. So I do.
Is Andrew still here?
Yeah. We popped out and then he didn't really reconfirm that he popped in again. So.
I see Andrew joined the chat, but
Yeah.
that doesn't tell me anything.
Unless his mic is muted, which I didn't do that, but this is great. This is a great episode. All right, well, I'm going to get off a small segment I've been saving for a bit. Okay, Andrew, I can hear you very faintly, but not very much.
I couldn't even hear him all.
Yeah.
You might as well be typing in Morse code.
Yeah. No? Wait. Yeah, I can, like, it's so faint. I can't really hear him. It's very, very faint. So he's back there. But, alright, so let me do this while he tries to figure out his microphone situation. So I haven't done one of these in a bit, but it's a better known minor league team.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes, I
he's
can.
back. Alright, better known minor league team. So there are billions of minor league teams out there. They're like stars in the universe. They come, they go, they die off, they turn supernova, white dwarfs, all that stuff. Anyways, this time I'm gonna highlight the Rochester Americans.
Respect.
Okay, Rochester Americans. I guess might as well pay tribute to Buffalo because they are because of the way that the Bills destroyed the Dolphins, but of course they are the AHL, American Hockey League affiliate of the Buffalo Sabres, which means they are also a joke of a franchise because of the Sabres. Yeah, so Rochester Americans, founded in 1956. They were also the affiliate of ECHL team is the Cincinnati Cyclones, so there's a Cincinnati connection right there. They were the past NHL affiliates of the Montreal Canadiens. Actually, they were sharing with the Habs and the Maple Leafs at one point, then just the Leafs, the Vancouver Canucks, the Boston Bruins, the Florida Panthers, and the primary one that they've been associated with, the Buffalo Sabres, because Rochester isn't that far from Buffalo. They have 6 championships. Their last one was back in their last Calder Trophy championship was back, or Calder Cup, sorry, was back in 2005. I can't mix those up. There's a difference. There's a difference between the two. They are, I guess, the most notable past coaches. We have Mike Keenan. That's right. That's a name from a long, long time ago. But yes, Mike Keenan, who won a Stanley Cup with the New York Rangers back in '94, then completely lost his touch and aimed to destroy the Florida Panthers, which he did. He did. He really screwed up the franchise. So he can go off himself. And John Tortorella also was a head coach of the Buffalo Sabres. Of course, he won the Stanley Cup with the Lightning, and we all love Torts. I think we all love Torts. He's a fun dude. And the only notable alumni player, I mean, I'm sure there's tons that you can pick from the Sabres franchise, but the one I had to pick out because I did trash on him a long time ago, and he was effectively canceled, is Don Cherry. So there you go. So that's a fun bit. I think from there he transitioned to be, I think, a coach with the Sabres, and of course he became a coach with the Boston Bruins, and then segment and TV and all that stuff, and boom, coach's corner, and then said a bunch of shitty things, and now he's gone. Anyways, the Sabres play out, or not the Sabres, gosh darn, the Rochester Americans play out at Blue Cross Arena at the War Memorial in Rochester, New York. That thing was built in 1955, so they've been playing out of that thing since ever. Capacity of 10,662. Notable concerts played there. Rolling Stones had a 7-minute concert. So there was a 7-minute concert with the Rolling Stones. I think something went down and they just left. The Who have played there. Led Zeppelin's played there. Grateful Dead have played there. Sports, the 1956 NBA All-Star Game, because they were also the home of the Rochester Royals, who are now the Sacramento Kings. They've hosted a lot of NCAA basketball tournament games. Some WWE, because, we got to get that in there, right, Charles?
So this is wrestling.
Yeah. In 1990, at a television taping, Mr. Perfect won the Intercontinental title from the Texas Tornado.
Oh, the Von Erich. Kelly Von Erich.
There you go. And then 1994, Diesel, Kevin Nash, beat Razor Ramon for the Intercontinental title there. So there you go.
So it seems like it's a very IC title kind of based area.
All right. And they've hosted UFC, lacrosse, indoor football, and 2 actual NHL regular season games for the Buffalo Sabres were hosted there. So there you go. So that's it. That's all I got. The Rochester Americans. All right. God help their soul. God help all the players that are called up to play for the Sabres this coming season, because it is not good. Dear God, the Pagulas somehow have not screwed up the Bills, but they sure as hell have screwed up the Sabres. I don't know what to tell you. You can watch Urinating Trees video about that. It's not good. It is not. It's kind of like the New York, the Madison Square Garden situation, where the Knicks are terrible and the Rangers are ran like a competent team. Which that's just weird, but that's it. So let's move on. Next segment. It's a word from our non-sponsors. Yeah, people, places, things, contests, what have you, that we've been enjoying over the past week. All right, guys, who wants to go first?
I'll let one of you go. I went first, I think, last week. Yeah, last week I went first.
All right, Charles. Well, what can top Cafe Mineiro?
Well, nothing's going to top that. That's going to be non-sponsor of the year, and you guys already know that. But I'm going to give guys, there's a lot of ways that I like to spend my time, but lately I've been kind of bogged down because I have a sexy new console that needs to get its love. But one of the first full PS5 games I had started, it taught me a lot of things. It taught me to be greater. It taught me to be more. Also taught me to be myself. Because with great power comes great responsibility. And your boy popped in and beat Spider-Man Miles Morales last week. It's a very short game, like 9 hours long, but with a little bit of collectibles, you go for 11 hours, and I absolutely freaking loved it. Get your same web spinning love that came from Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man. Made a side story and continuation of Miles Morales, the other Spider-Man, and it was just so damn enjoyable. Combat fluid, web slinging nice, action tight, story fantastic, tugging on them heartstrings almost the same way that the first Spider-Man game did. Miles gets his love. He's been getting some love a lot, gentlemen. If you watch the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie that came on, the animated one, that was really good. It won an Oscar. Yay for it. I can recommend that game, completely. Miles Morales, and recommend that movie. Watch that movie too. It's fantastic. But I loved it. It was the first fully upgraded PS5 game because I got it for the PS4 for Christmas, and it comes with a free PS5 upgrade. So yay me! And I just popped that summit in there, and I played it, and I was loving it. And it was fast and fluid. And that PS5's got its own fast processor and internal SSD drive, and it's almost as good as McDonald's BTS meal with their two signature sauces, a sweet chili and Cajun flavor. Look at that, we did a shot in the middle between. Miles is an endearing character. Peter Parker has a little bit of a cameo in the in-between. It's basically taking off the events that happened in the first Spider-Man game, but Miles' story, going against Roxxon, just a lot of good stuff. It's just good-ish, boys, and I can't recommend enough. You can get it on the cheap. You can play on the PS4, free PS5 upgrade. So if you just get lucky like me to let a PS5, you can just put it in there. Definitely recommend it. Christmas is coming up. We're 3 months away. I can give the Christmas shout out at this time. Get yourself the bundle. Get the Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. If I enjoyed Miles Morales, I might even replay it a couple years down the line because they announced Spider-Man 2. Who knows when that's coming out, but when it does come out, maybe I do the full replay of both of them just to get my little bit of my taste buds going. Just whet my appetite a little bit. I love it so much. It was so good. Now I have moved on to a different game, which is not even a PS5 game. Right now we're playing Pokemon Shield because, we got all 7 badges, but we're just going to kind of grind a little bit before we get to the champions. But that's a different story. But yeah, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, just go play it. Just go play it. Web sling around. Don't you want to be a hero? Don't you want to play Chad Kroger with Josie Wells in the background for the 2002 Spider-Man movie? Hero will save us. It's like, and I say hero. It's going to be in your head now. Promo code. What do I want to do for promo code here? Just, promo code be greater as the background came up. Be yourself. Motivational stuff.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Andrew, are you ready?
You go.
Me go. Okay. All right, so birthday weekends or I don't know. People have birthday weeks. I don't subscribe to that. I went to work today. Some people take a whole week off. And I was like, no, I went to work today. I went to do things.
I took off on my birthday, so you and I are two different people.
Yeah. I just whatever. I'm old. All right, things are just happening. But yeah, past weekend enjoyed some stuff. But God, man, like I said, Austin, I'm sorry. Usually that would be like the non-sponsor. It would be easy, but it's not. So I got to look someplace else. So when I guess when I look towards other things, you got to look to food. You got to look to video games. You can look to movies. All right, Die Hard was fun, guys. All right, but it's not my non-sponsor. Sorry. All right. Hey, I at least watched it. But I guess I would have to give a non-sponsor to really to myself.
You know that Obama meme where he's like giving the, like the medal of Joe Biden to himself?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I just imagine right now.
All right, so this is why.
So you're doing your pause.
My non-sponsor is myself. My damn self. Exactly. All right.
Do you do the Wild Bill from Silence of the Lambs? Just tuck it in and look at the mirror like, would you F me? I F me.
Exactly. All right. And this is why. All right. So my computer, my laptop computer, my beloved laptop computer that we used to run the show on. And I remember, guys, years ago, I said this thing's on its last legs. Yeah. I am reviving this damn thing to life again. I haven't been able to update that computer for almost 4 years now. It couldn't update. It couldn't do anything. It was just like none of the new features of Windows, none of the things that fixed Windows, none of the bugs that were fixed. Like, just a lot of things that just needed to be like, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to fix it. And I didn't want to pay somebody to do it. I was trying to figure it out for myself because I usually do. And I tried everything. I tried like resetting the PC to factory. The thing wouldn't reset to factory setting, guys. It wouldn't do that. Usually every computer has an option for that. To, just reset the whole thing to factory settings. It'll clear a hard drive, all that stuff. I was ready for that. I didn't mind, right? We'll back up everything. I got backups of stuff. I got cloud stuff, whatever. None of that either. And so my computer, it's, I'll show you what it looks like. It's a Dell Inspiron 157579 or whatever. I think that's the model, right? It's a 2-in-1. It turns into a tablet. But I use it primarily as a laptop because it's kind of unwieldy as a tablet. It's just too big for me. And the hinge broke on side of it, so when I have to figure out a way to fix that, and I will. But the main thing for me was just getting the operating system back and running and not crashing and not slowing down and all that stuff. So, but I knew I had to figure out a way to reset the damn thing. So up and down, I finally was. I'm like, let me just. I'll get a clean install of Windows back in. All right, let's just do that. That was the last thing I hadn't been able to try. Because I was really determined to try, because if my vow was if I couldn't fix it, then I would try and get a laptop PC, right? And I'll just find a whatever. But I'm like, I know because it's an SSD drive. It usually, when it was brand new, it was like fantastic. It was flawless, and it's worked for work purposes. But I can't really do it for much else. Even editing for our show isn't that great on it. Things slow down. So I cleared out a ton of memories. I backed up a bunch of stuff. I just got it set for this. And finally, the moment came. I did a complete clean reinstall of Windows. And like magic, the thing was running almost as well as it did when I first got it. Silky smooth. Started up quick again. Right? It's an SSD, guys. It's supposed to be quick. It's supposed to be fast. Charles is enjoying that stuff on his PS5 right now,
Super enjoyable.
Hey, oh, yeah, SSDs are fantastic, right? This laptop, this game PC that we run the show on is an SSD, right? It's beautiful. It's fun. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. And the plus was I had thought that I had erased because it essentially factory reset the whole damn thing. I had to reinstall a bunch of stuff, but should I be admitting this on air? Well, my copy of Photoshop is pirated, so all the wonderful graphics that you see on the show might not be legitimate, but I couldn't find the install that I used for it back in the day when I first got it, and I'm like, crap. I was looking up the Adobe Creative Cloud, which is, you know what, Adobe, you guys are really reaming people up the butt with the prices that you charge for your Creative Suite. It's now a monthly subscription. It is damn fucking evil. Where before you would just have to buy one copy of the damn thing and you were set for pretty much ever. Like years and years and years. Oh no, they knew that if they took away that model where you just buy the Creative Suite once and you keep it forever, that they wouldn't make as much money as it's almost as evil as some microtransactions. It is bad. So Adobe, fuck you guys. Oh, I found my way around it. Arg. R for sure. Yeah. I felt really good about myself. My PC laptop. Non-sponsors me, guys. Promo code suck my dick, Adobe.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. It's been a while since I've done a food.
I was really mad at Adobe, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Guys, it is ridiculous. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show people. All right, this is near a crime. This is near a crime. Adobe Creative Cloud. Yeah, it's all Creative Cloud stuff. You don't even own the damn thing anymore. You don't even own it anymore. And yeah, you can buy the things individually, but look at this. $80 per month? $80 per month, you get the whole damn suite, all right?
That's why I use GIMP, Francisco.
But it's not as good.
I know, but it's free.
But it's not as good.
But it's free.
Pirating is also free. Hey, look, even for just Photoshop, $34 a month. That's
As
ridiculous.
your attorney, I advise you to stop making statements that can be publicly recorded.
That's a good point.
Well, I paid for Photoshop a long time ago, but because they can't open... Okay, I had a legit copy of Adobe Photoshop in the past that I was able to transfer from computer to computer until the point where they stopped updating it to work with newer Windows models. So it was like... And then they introduced this crap. So, no. Yeah, anyways. Nobody listens to this anyways. But yeah, this is it's ridiculous. This is highway robbery. It really is. It's not good. I swear somebody, I bet you, I know GIMP is open source and free and you can work with that, but somebody out there can undercut them. I know they can. We should make Sports Goofs Creative Cloud. Let's go. Let's go. Out of my sheer absolute, just the audacity of this, man. Anyway, sorry, Andrew, I interrupted you, but man, it's just bad. It's not good. Sheesh, if you're starting out, yeah, they have a student discount, but anyways, sorry. Yeah, that was my rant. Andrew, you had food that you were gonna talk about?
Yeah.
Yes, let's go.
Can I go now?
Yes, you may go. let's something happy.
Okay, so it's been a while since I've discussed food as a non-sponsor, but I am discussing food as a non-sponsor. Gentlemen, Charles, I know that you are a proponent of Jersey Mike's.
Correct.
Ooh.
I have used them as a non-sponsor previously. And Jersey Mike's is good. I will not doubt that.
Indeed.
But today my non-sponsor is their direct competitor, Jimmy John.
Did Charles do Jimmy John's before? I feel like he did.
Yeah. Listen, everybody loves everybody.
Not like we have a problem with that, right? You know.
I love all sub places equivalently except for Subway, so this is all fair.
Yeah.
Continue.
We need to do a sub tier list. Sure.
So I had a hankering yesterday for subs, and I was like, I had a pub sub recently. I'm not feeling pub subs today. Not going with Subway.
You put a ketchup on there?
Fuck you.
Come on, huh? Just try it, Andrew. You'll like it.
All right, tell you what.
Guys.
It's not terrible. I've done it on a basic sandwich. Like if I made a homemade sandwich. I don't know if I.
Oh, question. Oh, sorry, Andrew. Finish that. Sorry.
I will say that a friend of mine from middle school used to put mustard on his pizza.
Ooh.
What the fuck?
No,
I'm gonna stop it.
I'm offended by that one. I put stuff on everything.
But anywho, hold on.
Oh, what I was gonna ask is because I saw this on Twitter. There was a poll. Does tomato ruin a sandwich?
No. What?
I don't know why. There were people that said yes.
Let's get to Andrew's non-sponsor, and then we're gonna go into some weird shit.
Okay, so I was like, all right, I could do Jersey Mike's, or I could be freaky fast and get me some Jimmy John's. So I went with Jimmy John's. It was good. I had not had Jimmy John's in a long time. It was very good. It's 8 inches. The regular is an 8-inch. A little bit. It kind of threads the middle between your standard 6-inch and your standard 12-inch.
I hope people take this out of context.
But what I find interesting is that their regular, or their giant as they call it, is 16 inches. I didn't get the 16 because I thought that was going to be too much food for me. But I will say this, though. Even though you get very few customization options at Jimmy John's or at Jersey Mike's, somehow it kind of all evens out at the end of the day. I feel like their ingredients are better. Their mayo is really good. Their meats are very good.
What did you get specifically? Because I have the menu right here.
I got the 14.
Okay.
Is that the Club Lulu? Is that the roast beef?
I forget the name. I just know the number.
Okay. We got Little John. We got Little John. Okay, what was in it? What was in it?
Hold on. I'm pulling it up.
The Little Johns are the tiny ones. The JJ Gargantuan scoop, it is fattening. I'll tell you that now.
I got the Bootlegger Club.
I like the bootlegger. That's with the roast beef, right?
It's the roast beef, turkey, lettuce, tomato, and mayo.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, it's all damn good.
It is damn good.
And the bread. Oh.
The bread's really good.
The bread. Get those day olds, people. It is probably one of the best deals in fooding. Get those day olds. Heck, you can do a lot with that
terrible
bread.
Things have happened during. Let me say this. A lot of bad things have happened during the past year and a half, almost 2 years. A lot of bad things. But I discovered a new one, and I'm being very, very, very. Before I say this, I'm being extremely joking, sarcastic in a way. But one of the things I love about Jimmy John's is the smell of that bread.
That's so good.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're wearing a mask like I do still in public, you don't get those just absolutely intoxicating smells.
It's not as strong.
It's very unfortunate. Honestly, I could live in a bakery like that. I would love to just smell that all day. That and chocolate, the smell of chocolate being made. Those are two just so good smells. But anyway, now here's a funny story though. And this actually kind of goes up your alley, guys, because you guys strike me as the kind of guys that would take on a food challenge.
Maybe. Especially Charles.
So
didn't raise no pump.
So today I went into I got it yesterday, and then turns out that I got a free sub today because I made my first order on the app yesterday. So I'm like, great. I'm gonna hit up Jimmy John's again and get me another sandwich because it was that good. So I'm talking to the people in there. One of them's making one of those giant subs. I'm like, I'm kind of looking at it with curiosity. I'm like, because I'd never seen a 16-inch sub before.
Challenge accepted.
So I'm looking at it, like, wow, that's pretty big. Okay. And then I was just chatting with the people in there, the employees, the workers, I guess. They said a while back, someone had ordered a giant sandwich, ordered the JJ Gargantuan, which is apparently a registered trademark, but giant size. Let me explain what the JJ Gargantuan is. Salami, capicola, turkey, roast beef, ham, provolone, onion, lettuce, tomato, mayo, oil and vinegar, and oregano basil.
I mean, you see the photo right there. The bread is barely supporting that.
He got the 16-inch version of that. They said that they haven't seen him in the store since. And no, not just that. He ate it all in one sitting in the store.
He died.
And they said they haven't seen him in the store since. I'm like, maybe he had a coronary or something. Because, Arby says we have the meats. That fucking sandwich has the meat. Like, damn. I
it
don't
may
know.
not be the coronary. I don't think his intestine could actually get that through his system. That might have been it.
But you know what the crazy thing is? Now I'm curious. I actually want to try this now.
The giant?
Or the
gargantuan?
The giant gargantuan.
Wait a second.
I don't think I could eat it all.
Hold on. There's a calorie count right there. It says 2,160. I mean, that's an all-day calorie count for sure. I mean, you could technically do lunch and dinner for it. I mean, it'd be big lunch, big dinner, but still, you can eat. I mean, it's literally the 2 8-inchers, right? Just kind of one.
It's 2 8-inchers.
That bread is barely... I don't even know how that bread is supporting that structure of meat. But it is.
The true open-faced sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's my non-sponsor, Jimmy John's. Here's the other thing. A giant gargantuan is almost $20.
I paid $20 at Jersey Mike's, so...
Yeah,
one sandwich.
That sounds about right. Yeah,
for one sandwich though.
Massive sandwich.
All right. So not to feel this personal attack that's coming into it, but you get the buffalo or the buffalo chicken sandwich that they have, the 44. You get the giant, which is like $16, and you can add bacon to it, and the bacon's like $2 to bread that's like 14 inches. So, and then I tip. So it's lunch and dinner. And it's also my WrestleMania meal, so I know what I'm about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. I'm like, sheesh.
$20 on a sandwich ain't gonna scare me when I've dropped close.
Listen,
to
guys, I would drop that, and I would slather it in ketchup. So
Okay, now we need to get to the tomato concept because I agree with Andrew on his sponsor. Charles likes Jimmy John's.
And my promo code is Freaky Fast.
Nice. Yeah, and Brad Garrett's in the commercials.
I have a better one. Coronary sandwich.
Yeah, and Brad Garrett's in the commercials. I mean, I like Brad Garrett. Come on now.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, Okay, so tomatoes on a sandwich. There we go. I don't get why. Are there Okay, these people are heathens. All right, I add more tomato ingredients to my sandwiches. Tomato. Have you guys ever just had a tomato sandwich?
I have not.
I have.
Not by itself. I know people who have.
I have. I had that stuff as a kid.
Odd.
That was some good stuff. I'm just saying. I don't know who out there thinks it ruins a sandwich.
I know people who don't like tomatoes because they think it's weird, but I could say the same thing. Pickles are weird.
Onions are weird. But no, onions aren't. It's just I just don't like the taste and the smell and everything and the aftertaste and just basically everything around onions I hate. And if it's in fried rice or whatever, it needs to be fried to oblivion where I can't even taste it anymore, to be honest.
I'm okay with it on the rice or on a meat. I am not okay with it on a standalone sandwich if you're going to Jimmy John's or Jersey Mike's or any of the aforementioned places. That stuff's weird. But a tomato, tomatoes are very neutral. You can get a thin cut, you can get them sliced up, you can get a whole bunch of variety in there. Diced tomatoes, breakfast too. On a sandwich, I think pickles ruin stuff on a sandwich. I've seen people put that. I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, some people don't like pickles. Some people actually just rather the pickle on the side and then just kind of have like bite of it from the side. But some people just outright hate pickles, and I get that. I get that. I can see how the taste of pickle might put some people off. I don't mind it. I like it, but I can see how it could put some people off. But like, I can kind of understand it from like, oh, if I guess it's the same way some people can stand onions, and I just can't do it. Can't do onion rings. I can't do none of it. Can't do Funyuns.
Wait, you hate onion rings?
Yeah, I still taste it, man.
They're not even really like an onion, though.
But
at that point, they've been so deep fried.
It's but not deep fried completely to oblivion. I still taste it. I don't know. It's my taste buds.
All right, well. Okay. Now I'm going to ask questions to each of us individually to pose to the world. What is the one add-on, whatever it may be, fruit, vegetable, condiment, that is just a no-go if it's touching your meal? You're like, meh, no thank
Olives.
you.
I could see I don't mind olives, but I can see why people don't like that on theirs. I can see why that could put people off.
I can't. Well, that and anything spicy. I do not, but that doesn't count in my opinion, because those I just cannot physically eat. I do not have a good. My mouth is not very strong.
You would not make a good Mexican. That's just
right.
It's true.
Right. Yeah. I would not. I would not. But in terms of things that I can eat, but I just hate, olives, without a doubt. It just, sometimes I'll accidentally get olives, like a couple will get onto a sub or whatever, and I'm like, no, I have to go in and remove every single olive.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, nope, can't do that one. Nope, no, thank you.
Okay, that's a good one. I don't mind. I mean, some olives are stronger than others because there's different types. So I can see how that could be off-putting. So okay, here's mine. And I already said onions. I feel the same way that you do about olives with onions. Like I just can't do it. But here's one that's not onions: raisins.
Oh my god!
I can't do people put raisins in weird places, and it throws me completely off, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
My grandmother would throw something at you.
I mean, yeah. Oh no, Hispanic people are commit many war crimes with raisins, for sure.
They're my empanadas.
Exactly. Why are they in there? They should not be in there.
It's called you must have had you must have been the 0 hour or
have you heard of
Corona because you have no taste, sir.
Have you heard of the pan de jamon, the Venezuelan Christmas bread, whatever?
Yeah, I love it.
All right.
I love the raisins.
They throw raisins in there too.
I love the raisins in that too.
And at the very least, with that, it's such a big, wide space where I can fish around the raisins, right? I can get to the rest of the ham and the bread and all that stuff. But when it's inside of an empanada, the Trojan horse, that throws me completely off. And
wait, are we talking savory empanadas here?
What happened?
Are we talking savory empanadas, not like sweet? I don't know. Do empanadas come in like?
So my grandmother would put raisins in regular like chicken or beef empanadas.
Like what?
Yeah, and it's great.
That's awful.
It's delicious. You must have COVID too, because you lost your sense of taste as well.
Let me. I take that back. I have never had raisins in an empanada, so I will withhold judgment until I have one. I guess in the same vein, I should also do the same for pizza on pineapple or pineapple on pizza.
It's not.
I've never had it. And I just go along with the memes and say, no, it doesn't belong on pizza. But in truth, I really cannot make a valid decision until I actually have it.
Yeah.
One thing that I have had with raisins, and I cannot stand, chicken salad.
Oh God, who would do that?
Yeah, I can't say I've even
raisins do not belong in chicken salad.
With the mayo and all the whatever.
Yes.
Who and
With
celery
the mayo,
and
with the celery, with the chicken. It's like, no,
why?
absolutely not. That pisses me off.
That is not. Oh God. In a chicken salad?
I'm surprised you've never heard of that.
Nope.
Well, because I don't frequent frickin' black market where the Wuhan virus came from, whatever. You know, I don't frequent there. God, oh no way, no way. All right, Charles, what about you?
Sauerkraut relish. Can't stand them. Hate the smell of them. Even if it's around, I'm just out.
Sauerkraut.
I see people eat. I see people eat that on a hot dog. Relish. What the hell's wrong with you people? I'm like,
any relish, nothing.
Never been in my diet, man.
Wow.
We don't do any of that, and I mean, I ain't playing with that. See, at the barbecue for a while too, I didn't even like potato salad. Then I grew up a little bit. Just no, man. We ain't doing it. Smelling that, just. And I can eat cabbage, for some reason, but it's something about it because it kind of looks like.
The texture.
You remember, like, it's the texture, it's the look. I don't think the taste is that great either. You know, you ever see those, like, remember in science class and we would see things like formulating to just destroy itself and die?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it reminds me of. And the same thing with, like, relish, because it's just, it's a salsa wannabe. It's just no thank you. And I see, you know, Heinz even makes a thing out of it, and just, no thank you. I've seen people mix some things there. What do you even mix it with? What do you even have it with? You know, just go drink an orphan's blood or something. Do what you're really meant to do.
Oh,
and you see those topically at like a cookout, or you know, if you go to New York, man,
I don't
Chicago.
think. Yeah. I mean, well, then there's the whole debate of actually putting condiments on ketchup and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember our good friend Jeremy Taché was getting harassed for putting ketchup on a hot dog.
No, it was mustard. It was mustard. Either way, yeah, it was no good. No, we defended him for sure. Yeah. Okay.
Ride and die on that hill.
All right, so we're an hour 37. Yeah, we started the show late, so that's whatever. I guess the only NHL news I have, the Panthers Arena got a new name change again.
What is it now?
FLA Live Arena.
What?
What? Oh my god! There's too many jokes. There's so many jokes I can make.
Literally, their abbreviation FLA Live Arena. I don't know. I don't know why. It's a temporary name until they get the new sponsor, because they're done with BB&T, so that they're gonna get a new sponsor at some point. But for now, and it's looking like, because there's only a couple more weeks till the season starts.
CBS 4 Miami inadvertently came up with a great placeholder name.
What?
And the thing is, they weren't saying it as but they were just saying it as an article. Sunrise Arena changing name from BB&T Center
to what? Andrew.
FLA Live Arena.
Wait.
In 2 words, they came up with the perfect name. In the first 2 words of that headline, they came up with the perfect name. Can you hear me?
You kind of trailed off.
Hello?
Yeah, you're lagged
hear
out
me?
again.
Damn it. You can hear me now at least?
I can hear you
Yes.
now, but can you hear us in real time?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, we're good.
Yes, I can hear you now. So CBS 4 inadvertently came up with the perfect name. Sunrise Arena. Bingo.
Yeah, you
There
would
you
think.
go. Anything would have made. I wouldn't have minded generic thing or Panthers Arena or I mean the original name of the place I guess when it was being developed was the Broward County Civic Center, which okay fine that's very very generic but at the very least it's a placeholder, right? So the B triple C or whatever you would have called it, you know. I don't know. They just called it FLA Live. I guess to sound cool. I guess maybe just make it sound like LA Live, which is like the area where the Staples Center is in Los Angeles. Maybe. But guys, it's the whatever, the Panthers Arena out in next to the Everglades next to a mall. It's not that big of a deal, guys. You haven't built up the place around it to kind of give it that oh yeah, this is this place to be, guys. We're gonna go over there. We're gonna go to some shops. And we're gonna see the Panthers. And we're gonna see them win the Stanley Cup. Like that hasn't happened, guys. It's been.
And then here's the other
20,
thing.
23
Here's the other
years.
thing as well.
Yes.
Here's the other thing as well. If you are going to call it the FLA Live Arena, if you're going to use FLA Live, just call it FLA Live. It's kind of redundant having FLA Live Arena. It's not like they call it LA Live. They don't call it the LA Live Center or LA Live Arena.
Well, I mean, they just called the air. I don't know why. It's there. It's a placeholder. I don't know why they couldn't have just called it. I don't know, Panthers Arena. God, that's it. Florida Panthers Arena. Broward County Civic Center. Whatever. It does. It's probably not going to last long. They'll probably have a new name by, I would assume by the end of this year. So, all right. So that's the only hockey news that I've got. Basketball news. Ben Simmons says he's done with the Sixers. As if he was the one that made the choice, you know.
How's Adele gonna do? Babysitting Rich Paul's son that is Ben Simmons. Is that too much of a low blow?
Oh boy.
I mean, there's according to the Twitter, and I don't give into such sensational journalism, but I am one to validate my petty. She's dating famous agent Rich Paul, NBA, known for basically being like Thanos, collecting every NBA superstar. Rich Paul is the agent to Ben Simmons, and now Ben Simmons has gone out there and saying that he's played his last game for Philadelphia 76ers, the first round pick that they had, 4 years ago. The guy who was supposed to be part of the process. The dude who was supposed to change the game of being a power point forward or small point forward and just going to change the whole world. And Twitter is very divisive, gentlemen. Half of them are like me, lapping it up that this could only blow up so badly, seeing generational talents just go and disappear, and the other half I'm like, oh no, they want to blame Doc of all people, saying that it was Doc's fault for Ben Simmons' comment, but all
What?
Doc did was tell the truth.
Ben Simmons was already broken by the time he got there.
But the whole idea is after their playoff elimination, how
my
Doc says certain
God.
people are going to have to go and do this and that. So and that's the problem too. I feel
All right, if there's okay, we got
Rich Paul clients like LeBron.
If we're
you can't let a coach, man.
if we're gonna credit Doc Rivers, he at least knows that for sure because he was with the Celtics. Like, well, because some guys are gonna have to go. We're gonna have to get some better guys, and boom, KG and Ray Allen. So, yeah, it's exactly. Ben Simmons has to go. They're done, but they were done with him before he. Yeah, it was the whole thing. I was saying, it's like you're saying you quit when you were already fired. Yeah. He's just trying to save, I don't know what face, but trying to save some face. I have no. It's just.
And I think the team. I think personally, I mean, it's horrible to say when you say personally, but I think as a team they were done with Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Before he even made that decision.
Yeah, and Joel Embiid. He hasn't said anything publicly, and he's been like, yeah, he's all right.
And we love Joel now.
Yeah, exactly. No,
respect.
I've always liked Joel. He's just stuck on the Philadelphia 76ers. That's the bad thing about it.
I had to pick a side when we had a sort of Hassan Whiteside chirping at him, so I stayed loyal to that. But we now that Hassan's no longer with us, we can say how much we love. Hey, look, he gave my respect for just basically playing center on one knee this season.
Yeah, exactly. No, and he cares. Oh, I mean, sheesh, you saw what happened when they lost to the Raptors. I mean, God. So no, Joel Embiid and stuff like that, but it's not working, guys. So yeah, Ben's got to go. But that's the Sixers' decisions, not his. I don't know what he's trying to do. If he had stayed quiet, he wouldn't have taken the L today. But he decided to. So I don't know if it was all him or if it was was it Rich Paul? But massive L today.
I mean, it's both, right? Because no agent's going to want a guy who seems to be unhappy, and money's already there. So now we're just talking about legacy. The question is that don't bite the hand that feeds, because what's the issue? The issue is, quite frankly, Philly can trade you anywhere, and then you're going to be stuck in Oklahoma City. Who I would love, actually.
Because they're making it seem like, look, like the Sixers, they're going to get lowball offers, but they want to get rid of you anyways. So it's not really doing anything. This statement does nothing to help you at all. At all. And because of this, it only gives me more incentive as the Sixers to trade you to a trashy team for a trashy player, or for at least an okay role player or something like that. Somebody that can just pop in, right?
You could do a TikTok video of him like pulling a jump shot on some 12-year-old to show that he's got some skill.
Because with Ben Simmons, everybody's seen it. Everybody's seen how much of okay, fine, you can pass the ball, fantastic, but you can't shoot, and you refuse.
That's great.
Yeah, you can refuse. Yeah, you can move the ball around, whatever, but you refuse to shoot with wide open chances. So, what good does that do you with regards to your value? None whatsoever. So teams, the Sixers, can just trade you to somebody, anybody, and guess what? Why would they trade you to a contender, especially a contender in the East? Why would they do that? They're not going to. So you're going to go off to the West. You're going to go to Sacramento and see what you could do. I don't know. Some team like that. Who's another? Moribund franchise out West.
Philly would love to have Buddy Hield on them. 2 first, Buddy Hield. And what's Philly's asking price? But I always thought, just on paper, Oklahoma works a little bit. Yeah. Just because they don't have the legitimate point guard. So
they're rebuilding.
Simmons. You have Simmons kind of be not the focus point. You could build that team around Shea Gilgeous. I don't know how to say his name. Alexander, and then everything else that you could build into. And they're all going to be kind of young to kind of grow. And Simmons ain't going to have to worry about expectations, because they're not going to get to the postseason until the end of his contract. So it's okay. Exactly. He'll be all gone. Yeah. You want to take the easy route, because they make it seem like he's not the first point guard who couldn't develop his shot. The way it kind of propels him, like we did a player we never forget of him, but we love us some Andre.
Yeah.
No. Andre, the doctor, the whiz, man. I forgot. Now it's going to escape me. Andre Miller, point guard who learned to develop his shot and kind of go from there. But no, apparently Ben Simmons is the only point guard who, because they label as a point guard, only point guard who never learned. We can't develop. We can't go and fix his craft. When you have a long career, and you need to prepare for a long career. Basketball, these kids are coming out when they're 20, 21, 18, 19 for some cases. You're got to look on your longevity as not 10 years trying to pay off bar loans like Charles. You could be in the league for 15 years.
Yeah.
20, depending on your style of play. So wouldn't you just want to be getting to really when you get to your prime, it's not your peak physically. It's about everything just comes in all at once, and nothing is being negative or degrading. It has to be, it's firing off on cylinders. And He just for 2 years hasn't done it. And what did I say before they signed him on the contract 2 years ago? Don't do it. And what did they do? Sign him on the contract.
Did it, yeah.
And just like a certain baseball team that's not going to make it to the wild card, not the Yankees, but the San Diego Padres, y'all are just frauds and y'all are trash. And I told you so.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's the NBA news. That's all I got from up there. I guess we can. Let's just do a quick. Whoops, I dropped that. Quick rundown of what's going on in baseball. Just quick. We've got playoff races. The St. Louis Cardinals are the hottest team in baseball. They've gotten hot at the right time, and the Cardinals are very dangerous when they're very hot coming into October, because it tends to mean that they win the World Series. Because they've got if they're hot going, they could upset LA or San Francisco in a wild card game. They could do it. In a 1-game playoff, they could definitely do it. So that would be really fun to see. Especially if it's LA. I would love for that to happen. That'd be very interesting. So I'm hoping the Cardinals can stay hot enough through that to be able to do that at the very least, and then maybe fizzle out in the division series. Who cares after that? And yeah. Let's see. Other notable games. The Phillies are losing the Baltimore Orioles right now, and that's hilarious. So that's great. The Yanks are up 4-1 on the Rangers, so there you go.
Go Rays. Beat the Blue Jays for us.
Yeah,
go Mets.
Well, yeah, the Mets are 2-2 right now against Boston. The Rays are down 3-2 to the Jays at the moment. There you go. And then the Mariners actually play the A's. So those teams can beat up on each other for that last wild card spot. And then the San Diego Padres are playing against the San Francisco Giants tonight.
Can we speak about it? I know we want to go brief, but can we speak about Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis?
Okay, so I saw that video. I saw the breakdown of what was going on. The Padres lost that game, by the way. So, but yes, we can speak about it. Go ahead, Charles.
So in the beginning of this season, Charles said, "Don't you dare tell me that the San Diego Padres are legitimate." And everybody's like, "I don't know, San Diego Padres. They're just going to get all these great players. Going to be excellent, even though they have Joyce as their manager. It's going to be fine. You're going to see it. They're going to get all these guys." With 13 games left to play in the season, they're not okay. They're 3 games above 500. So Manny Machado, Mr. Not Johnny Hustle, that was the reputation that came around him, was caught arguing with the new love child that is Fernando Tatis. 2 juniors that everybody loves. Vladimir, Fernando. Everybody goes from there. But he's caught in the video saying, "This isn't about effing you."
Yeah.
And it was because he was having a bad game. He was striking out. He was just kind of like buying into a lot of stuff, and they had been on a bad slide. Remember when it was a tight division in the NL West of the Giants, the Dodgers, and the Padres? And remember what we said is when big brother wins, little brother always gets free. That was me when we were talking about the World Series last year. Boy, was it true. Because I don't know if that team's point. I think it's Manny Machado trying to give the tough love that their own manager won't give to their star player. The guy who was just given this big old contract. It was Tatis that got that big old contract, right? Yes. Yeah. Even though he's in his second year. This major one that kind of came into it. So everybody was like, "Oh, this and that." But Manny Machado, of all people, who had a bad reputation, good guy at the end of the day, but bad reputation not being a veteran locker room, telling somebody saying, "Stop being a punk ass and do team baseball."
Yeah, play defense, do whatever,
I love it. Don't fight the umps. Don't argue balls and strikes. Because listen, we get it. We all want Robot Masters to overtake the strike zone. All 3 of us on the show want that. Me, at least. I'll speak for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But it happens. But you got to keep your head in. You kind of stop swinging for the fences and maybe, just maybe, stop chasing for a batting crown or batting title, a Gold Glove. Stop chasing for
the MVP right now. It's him. It's what people are saying, him and Bryce Harper or whatever. I'm like, oh.
Which he's having like a super quiet season. I didn't even know he was in the running.
No, Bryce Harper is doing well in spite of the Phillies being the Phillies.
Which is why he should get the MVP, should he not? Whereas Shohei and they make it seem like Vlad's 10 steps ahead than what he really is. The only big difference when I checked the stats earlier today was a batting average. Everything else is not monumental.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I want to comment on Tatis, where I think this is very important because we all love the blow up story. Because the Yankees could blow up this season. We have a hard ass schedule, man. We finish the season after the Rangers. We go Boston, Toronto, the Rays. And I said it a couple weeks ago, and hold me to where I said that the Rays were going to be the ones who knock us out of the playoffs. That's tough, man. Because it's not that we have to sweep all those teams because we're only half a game behind. But it's going to come down to those Tampa Bay.
You guys
games.
have the sixth hardest strength of schedule to finish out the season. So,
and when you have,
it's basically because of those division teams, those three ahead of you.
And when you have a manager who is blind to the situation, who has no baseball IQ, situational baseball, we don't lose that. Plain and simple. Mm-hmm. Not knowing when to get certain guys out, not knowing how to do lineups, all that jazz. That's all I got for you on baseball. I just think it's a fun comment because we are getting into the heat of stuff. Because remember, what was the rule? If we got out of the first round of the playoffs, I gotta go get Aaron.
The Padres really screwed themselves because they had such a nice, comfy position that now they've left themselves with the hardest schedule to finish out the season, with San Francisco, LA, and Atlanta. So they're screwed. They are absolutely screwed. And the Phillies are squandering their entire thing. They only have the Braves. The Braves are their only tough team to finish out the season. And they got the Orioles, who they're losing to right now. The Pirates and the Marlins. Like, my goodness gracious, how they squandered that. And I was like, man, the Phillies could just play okay baseball. They could actually make the playoffs, but they're not going to do that. That's going to be funny. And the Oakland A's, they're probably not going to make it. They got a tough schedule to finish out with the Mariners and the Astros in there. I hope the Mariners. I like the Mariners. I hope they actually do make it, but I don't see it happening. So there's that, and that's all for baseball right now. So that's it. Andrew, what, he popped out? Is he?
I'm here.
He said he had to leave in a minute.
Okay, Andrew. Before you leave, what was that? What was you mentioned? Oh, I'm getting scheduled. Echo. What was it? You said there was something college football that some kerfuffle between Mississippi State, whatever. They were in a Yes.
So Memphis was playing Mississippi State at the Liberty Bowl this Saturday, and I'm trying to pull up the exact notes of it, but one sec.
Mississippi State. Trying to see if there's anything.
So here's what happened.
Downing punts? Is that what it's about?
So it came down to a very interesting call, I guess. Eventually, the SEC referee officiating crew came out afterward and said the crew made a mistake. But basically what happened was there was a 94-yard punt, or a punt that made it to Memphis. So Mississippi punted, made it to the 6. And then here's the key. The Mississippi State players surrounded the ball, looked like they were going to down it. They touched it, but they never got complete control of the ball, which is key. Because in order for a punting team to down the ball, they have to actually not just touch it, they have to put their hand on it and hold onto the ball, grab it in some way. It doesn't have to be taken off the ground necessarily, but it's you just can't tap it or whatever. You actually have to does that make sense?
So actually grab it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think they use the term control or whatever. It's some weird mumbo jumbo BS, but the TLDR is hand solidly on the ball.
Okay.
So the punt, Mississippi State players, they surrounded it. That's normal. They touched it. That's normal, sort of. But they never got full control over it. The Memphis punt returner, smart dude, saw that they never got full control of the ball. So all the Mississippi State players were just kind of like, all right,
Just
play's over.
Standing around.
Just not moving really. They're moving back to their bench, walking, whatever. The Memphis player sees this.
Oh, I'm watching it right now. And he
runs
returned
it
it.
94 yards for the game-winning touchdown.
Wow. I see. Okay. So
Excuse me.
So the refs were blamed for making it seem like a dead ball.
Yes, the refs blew the whistle too early.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't follow the rules, I guess you could say, because they saw the player touch it and blew the play dead. But no one heard them or no one reacted to it, whatever. But the refs let the call stand and say that it was a touchdown, that it was still a live ball. So
they kind of they inadvertently basically
the article says,
so the play happened as it should have. I mean, at least the Memphis player that made the play actually played it the way it should have been played.
Correct.
But the refs, because of the way they handled it, kind of screwed Mississippi State and didn't really atone for their mistake and just ruled it dead.
Right. So the ESPN article, I'm reading it here. Oh, actually, that wasn't the game. Field goal, 2 left, but still,
it's a different. Yeah, they still won the game, so that's
right.
A factor.
They don't win that game 31-29 without that touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was the back judge put his arms up, waved his arms to stop play, which was incorrect. He should have let it play, but he didn't. But no one saw him wave his arms. So the play continued as it should have. But because he waved his arms incorrectly, that's in parentheses. Because he waved his arms, the play should have been called dead, even though he waved his arms incorrectly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But then, on top of that, apparently there were 2 Memphis players wearing the number 4, which is illegal. You're allowed to have multiple players on a team wearing the same number,
right?
But they can't be on the field at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a result of that, that's another reason the play should have been blown dead or a penalty or whatever. But the crew just screwed that whole situation up to Memphis's benefit. So Mississippi State is pissed. The SEC is pissed. So everyone except Memphis is pissed. Well, Memphis and anyone who loves to see the SEC get taken down a notch.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well then.
Oh, and by the way, also before I go, my Cincinnati friend has my response. I said I told him my friend is now a Cincy fan. Any thoughts? He said, "Oh God, LOL. Enjoy. Hope you like Cincy chili and fuck Xavier."
Okay then. Screw Xavier.
and for the record, Xavier is a
Basketball
is a-
school.
right. It is an FCS school. It is a Division I school. They do play football, but they don't play high level football anymore.
No,
But-
I get the basketball reference. I get
But
that.
they hate them with a passion.
Yeah. All right. Okay then. Yeah. All right. Well then, the only good Xavier is Professor Xavier. So there we go.
Yeah. Well, it's not even the same.
Unless you read some comics.
Oh. Well then.
He's Xavier. They're just Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pronounce the X. You pronounce the X like a Z.
BU says that Xavier doesn't have football.
Oh, they don't?
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay.
Oh, well. Well, they still play each other in basketball, and they are major rivals.
All right.
So you have to hate Xavier now.
I will. You can
All
be
right.
sure
Good night,
of that.
gentlemen.
All right, Andrew. Take care. Well, Charles, with Andrew's exit, it is our entrance into the cage. Let's do it.
All right, welcome everybody. Your weekly Trueplex, The Cage with Charles. Full disclaimer, full reminder: wrestling is not fake. It is scripted. It is a stage fight. It is a song and dance, poetry, emotion, ballet, pure, merciless fighting and rage that goes on. It's about men and women chasing championships, establishing their legacy, being the holy hell of each other, and then some. It's also about Vince McMahon sweating a little bit of the competition that's out there. And yes, I'll call them competition because what does a great business want to do, Francisco? They want to be remembered not just one day out of the week, not just 2 days out of the week, not 3 days out of the week. They want to be remembered every single day of the week. And when your Wednesdays are no longer occupied and you just have to go and do Monday and a Tuesday, which is now being revamped to NXT 2.0, which is bleh. And then a Friday and sometimes a pay-per-view. Well, I'm in your head, man. And listen, we are not here to say one's better than the other. Wrestling is kind of like a TV show.
Uh-oh. Are you gone, Charles? Oh, he's gone. Wow. I don't know what's up. It's not my connection because I have a good one right now from what I see. But Charles is popped out again. I don't know what's going down. I don't know. It must be our Facebook connection. It kind of crapped out on us. So I'm going to have to restart that. So, yeah, we're still in the cage. But it's a... Oh, this is great. The birthday episode. This is fantastic. So I'm going to get Charles, see if we can get back on the line. I have no idea. He might actually be just talking to himself right now. Which could actually be... Oh, man. If only... next season, there's...
So what did you not hear from that great analogy?
I just... All I heard was wrestling is like a TV show, and then that was it.
Oh, wow.
And I only wish I could hear what that recording was. And if we were like other real podcasts where I have each one of you guys recording your own segment and then I splice it together, we could have those missing bits, but we don't. And it's actually part of the beauty of our show. So
it's Goofs for a reason. I will minimize it to a context to get to the point of it. Is that wrestling is like TV shows that are on for a very long period of time, and the longer the seasons, not every season is up to par. I mentioned the only one that was always up to par.
Hence the soap opera analogy from South Park.
Exactly. The only one that was always a banger start to finish, episode to episode, was the Golden Girls, and that for wrestling is usually the Monday Night Wars and then the Attitude Era. But every now and then there's always a slow up here. That happens. Plain and simple. That's how we're going to go for it. But a lot of stuff's happening in the wrestling world. Start with New Japan. G1 Climax, the tournament. You know the tournament. You've been on with 2 G1 Climaxes for me. We're climaxing together, kids. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Scratch that. Anyway, some ill-informed humor since Andrew's not on. We have to do our usual thing. It's basically, can I give you a confession? I really don't know what a round-robin tournament is. So it's basically a tournament where points and blocks are calculated A block, B block. At the finals, they go against each other. Whoever wins ends up challenging the champion at a Dominion, I think, or if not Dominion. They end up challenging for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Sad news! Tetsuya Naito, leader of Los Ingobernables de Japón. Look, I know some Spanish, right? He hurt his knee. He's out. It was after the first match against Zack Sabre Jr., so unfortunately he has to bow out, and they're not going to have a replacement for him either. So it just means that everybody that would have gone against them would just get the automatic 2 points of forfeit. It's a small bracket. The virus has really affected the talents to kind of be in there. I don't know who's going to win. I haven't really given much look into it. I think this could be that 1 year where we have a double repeat where Shingo Takagi, who is the IWGP champion, also wins it. And I think that's actually a smoother way to just do it, because if I'm booking it, have him win it and then have Will Ospreay just continue his feud to get the title back, because Will's now back in session, neck injury and all, back to wrestle for the title he never really lost. Everybody else doesn't scream to me as G1 Climax, banger. But granted, Shingo Takagi versus Tomohiro Ishii was a banger. I saw some YouTube clips. I will send it to you guys. New Japan doesn't make it easy for me to get splice stuff and send it on YouTube. But it was just meaty men slapping meat, and that's going to kind of be the theme for the last couple of days of wrestling. But New Japan, that's what's going on there. AEW Grand Slam tomorrow. It's going to be, they don't have a lot of pay-per-views. So I do these little, I love Toru Yano.
Wait, is it being called Grand Slam?
Yeah, it's called Grand Slam.
Is that why they were on MLB Network?
Yes. That's my guess. And as you were introduced to Orange Cassidy, who I know I've mentioned about on the show, he's like wrestling Ryan Gosling with his very lazy behaviorisms that come into it. But it's going to be AEW Grand Slam, a couple of matches on the card. It's going to be a banger, dude. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to work out early tomorrow so I can get back and watch it. Cody Rhodes versus Malachi Black, formerly known as Aleister Black. Aleister Black squashed Cody in the first match, which makes it seem as if Cody's going to win. But these are their kind of like light pay-per-view matches. MJF versus Brian Pillman. Whole thing about MJF is he has to move on to something else, so they'll probably have Pillman win. FTR, the Revival, formerly known as Revival, going against Darby Allin Sting. Okay, let's see what happens there. Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho, formerly known as Ruby Riott from the WWE world, defending or challenging for the AEW Women's Championship. She won the Battle Royale. Britt Baker's still going to win that, but it'll be good. Main event time. Oh, actually, are they going to do Minoru Suzuki and Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer and Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley versus Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer? Maybe. They had Minoru Suzuki debut on AEW. The King, Murder Grandpa, as I call him.
They'll be playing in New York, Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Hence the whole Grand Slam vibe that kind of came in. But they ruined Minoru's debut to AEW. This guy's 53 years old and he wants to just destroy you. And they had him lose in the 10-minute match to Moxley that I wasn't a fan of, but they're going to continue that feud, so maybe you let Archer and Suzuki get over them. I don't know. That'd be cool. But the main event's going to be Bryan Danielson, a.k.a. Daniel Bryan, the yes guy from WWE that I used to talk a lot about, going against Kenny Omega in a non-title match. I'm about it. Making it a non-title really kind of tips the nose or tips the hand that Danielson's going to win, but you couldn't have a situation where someone who's an outsider just comes in and wins the title off of Kenny when he beat everybody else, as long as we're delaying the Hangman title match. I don't know how far we're going to go into that. I'm very interested in seeing what we can do. I just want a wrestling clinic. Brian wants a wrestling clinic. That's why he kind of left WWE to go to AEW, amongst every other reason why. It's a dream match for sure. Let's see what happens. Go do it. Let's have Kenny lose so he starts freaking out because the guy who was undefeated for a while starts losing a bit, gets paranoid. His best friends, the Young Bucks, win the title, and then Hangman will come in and take that belt, and then we'll have Adam Cole, baby, doing some stuff in between because he is, as you know, all elite, baby. But listen, AEW's got a strong roster now. Granted, they signed everybody that WWE released, but one man's trash is another man's treasure. But I look at it this way. What's the purpose of going and buying Diet Coke when you could just have a Coke but limit the amount of Coke you're putting into that cup? You still get that sweet, freshly taste, but not the overkill, which is what WWE tends to do on a lot of stuff with rematches galore, stalled storytelling, stale storytelling, Goldberg, all this stuff that kind of comes into it.
I'm
it's
learning.
It's a very short cage today, to a degree, maybe. But then we're going to WWE. So I got to break this off because last time I had to kind of it was our comeback from the show. It was a return. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff did happen in WWE as we were getting off the air. Tommaso Ciampa is your new WWE NXT champion. As you know, our love Samoa Joe had to vacate the title for whatever injury had happened. So they held a fatal 4-way to Ciampa, won it. I'm happy for that, considering the fact that Vince McMahon doesn't want small midget vanilla men, and Ciampa might be cornered into that situation, but now he gets his second title run with a title he never lost, probably going to drop it really soon. That was happened last week, but while we were on the show, there was another title change. This is what's going to happen often, Francisco, now that Vince McMahon is running NXT. Kushida, NXT Cruiserweight Champion, has held it since April, dropped the title to Roddy Strong, who I love Roddy. I love Kushida. My disappointment is when exactly as you predicted to happen, when there's Vince McMahon running a thing, a show, a match, when there's a squad of people against each other, the squad interferes, the ref doesn't see it, and then there's cheating that's involved. Can't we just have the heel win the title square? I understand he's a heel. There's different ways of how they can do things.
He does the gimmicks. The gimmicks were needed.
Well, NXT was supposed to be more about like wrestling matches, and I like a little schmooziness in my wrestling. I think it's needed, but is this really going to bring Diamond Mine, which is the faction that Roddy's a part of, up there more so than just and help establish Roddy as a leader, or would it have been better if he just kind of like murdered Kushida? Plus, I just want to watch a banger, because no longer are we going to be in a situation to which I can just watch all of NXT or the rewatches of it. Now that I know that, Aaron Judge just got another home run at 7-1 Yankees. I love it. Stanley got a homer, too. Oh, yeah. It's not going to be a situation where I'm going to watch it every week now religiously. I mean, it's not like I did. It's always on during the show, and I just kind of crossfade. But now it's just going to be kind of like that YouTube thing, where if I hear it's a good match, I'll just watch it on Hulu or on Peacock. But everything else, I'll just get the snippets of it from basically YouTube and then just watch the pay-per-view. So it's getting the Raw and SmackDown treatment. But that's what's going on in NXT. I'm still adjusting to it. They made some changes. It's a very light color stuff going on there, and it's very bright as opposed to dark and muggy, as it was when they were the Capital Wrestling City, whatever they called it beforehand when they went to Ronaville. Raw, SmackDown. As we know, last week, Big E cashed in his Money in the Bank contract, WWE Champion. SmackDown, prepping up for Extreme Rules. We have a pay-per-view this weekend that I'm really not invested in because it just seems like a balanced card. But I got to tell you, I hate Vince McMahon. This is how I'm going to start it. I hate Vince McMahon because he got me, Francisco, and everybody else listening out there, to watch not one, but 2 Raw main events in a row. Put over a good Sunday Night Football game that I did not watch between, Baltimore and the Raiders last week. And, of course, no one really cares about the Packers and Detroit Lions, but I could have been playing video games and continuing Resident Evil 2 Remake Leon's Story, because that's what I was playing because we're getting into spooky season. But instead, I had to watch some stuff because last week I watched Big E win the WWE title. Very happy that I did that. It was a good decision to make because I would hate to have that spoiled or just finding out the next day when I woke up. And then yesterday, because Big E showed up last Friday on SmackDown, messing with Roman a little bit. So Roman's like, me and my boys are going to go against your boys, the New Day, Bloodline New Day, on Raw. And I'm like, yes, please. But I was at the gym, so I missed that first half. But then what happened, Bobby Lashley, the former WWE champion, basically the mutated Raisinette, as I call him, he looks like Frieza at 100% power, was very angry that he lost his title on a cash-in after he had to face Randy Orton. And he killed not just Big E, not just Kofi, not just Xavier Woods and New Day, but he killed everybody, including the Bloodlines. He even speared Roman. And then Raw's like, oh, guess what? We're going to give you a triple threat. I'm like, what are we doing, Vince? You're going to give me a triple threat? Yeah. What kind of triple threat are we going to give me? It's going to be for 8 titles? It's not going to be for titles at all. It's going to be a triple threat match. All right, what are you giving me? We're going to give you Bobby Lashley. I'm like, yeah. We're going to give you Big E. I'm like, that's some serious meat right there. That's meat slapping meat. I just want that at the pay-per-view as it is. And he's like, and then we're going to give you Roman Reigns. And you know the Vince McMahon meme when he's like rolling his eyes and he falls backwards?
Yeah.
I did a literal formation of that. That was my body because here's the problem with wrestling. I love high technical wrestling, high speed technical wrestling. I like fluidness. I like the striking ability. I like lucha libre. I like submission specialists. But then I like meat slapping meat, Francisco. Big meaty men beating meat. Not in that connotation, but like dudes who look like Olympic brawlers. Go find Bobby Lashley if you can. Look at this man.
I know he's a dominating daddy.
he's a dominating daddy. You know, it's funny, one of his finishers is called the Dominator, so I'm glad that you have caught on. Look at Big E, your new WWE champion. That's prime rib, man. And we know my love of Roman the Tribal Chief. Acknowledge him. He the one. That was in a triple threat match. And you know what, man? It wasn't even a fake out. They gave that like 20 minutes. I watched it start to finish, and it was a beautiful triple patty. It is like a Dave's triple at Wendy's. You know it's going to hurt, but you're going to take it, and you're going to love it. I love that Bobby's just so angry.
Look at him.
To kill
he is just mad.
He is just selling it.
Just rage.
You know that Twitter or the Vine video of like the angry little black kid? It was like, ah! And the guy's like, bro, why are you so mad? If that kid worked out, didn't take a lick of steroids at all, because Bobby's all natural, I think, and just like became a professional wrestler. I love that match start to finish. It did everything it had to do. It respected all three wrestlers as main eventers, and it established why Big E can hang with the big boys. It solidified that Bobby is one day going to get a title again, hopefully the main title. And then that Roman won at the end because Bobby was beating the hell out of Big E with the chair, and he took his eye off the prize, and then Roman just speared him for the 1, 2, 3. So it protects your true face of the company. It helps Big E look good, and also continues a feud between Big E and Bobby Lashley that may happen at Extreme Rules this weekend. Who knows? We can't play that Rick Ross one, but I watched it the other day. It was hysterical. But I'm loving just everything that they're doing, because, man, I love me a good Destructo Fest, man, and that's what it felt like. Look at that, man. Look at that monster of a human being in Bobby Lashley. It was just so good. And then you look at Big E and you're like, yeah, man, we're going to do this. He killed Goldberg. Killing Goldberg is just always going to be on there. But anytime you have to wrestle Goldberg, too, when you're defending your title, is also the death sentence for you. Look at Drew McIntyre and his second one as WWE champion. And this weekend, we have WWE Extreme Rules on Sunday on the Peacock Network. And what I hate sometimes about what Vince does with these things, Francisco, is he does like these last-minute announcements of the cards, which bothers me because I have no idea how to do my predictions for you guys if Vince is going to hold off until Friday or Saturday because Friday has SmackDown. It really bothers me because I like to be right about stuff. I like to go back on the show. How many times I've done like, oh, I was right about G1 Climax with Kota Ibushi. Oh, I was right about Royal Rumble when I said Edge was a good contender to go. Oh, I was right about both your Money in the Bank wars. I like being right. It's just an ego thing. It's, and I need you to Fernando Tatis. Vince is Fernando Tatising me. He's Manny Machado. He's like, it's not about you. I'm like, all right, man. But the card itself is blandish. Extreme Rules is a gimmick pay-per-view where anything kind of goes. Weapons are involved. You might have, tables. You have weapons. You have no DQ, false counts anywhere, ladders, chairs, whatever. What are we getting? Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor is the main event. I don't even care about the match. Why don't I care about the match, Francisco? Why? Because, one, you already had the match a couple weeks ago on SmackDown, but you made Finn look good. However, now we're getting Finn Balor as the Demon. Yawn. Don't care about it. I like Finn. I don't care about the Demon. That's his alter ego where he puts on body paints and, stuff happens. He basically looks like that.
It looks like a bootleg Predator.
Well, yeah, pretty much. That was his alter ego in NXT when he was there like 6 years ago. But he kind of looks like that one guy who went to Burning Man and dropped a tab of acid, and this is what his visions came in when he looked into the mirror. It's going to be an Extreme Rules match, allegedly. So we're going to see. The whole thing is Roman's going to win. You want to know why I don't care about this match, though? Because they've already announced Brock Lesnar to be going against Roman Reigns at Saudi Arabia for the Universal Championship. So unless you're going to do this major swerve and piss off the Saudis over there and not have Roman defending that title and put on Finn. Yeah, discount Darth Maul is good. I can work with that. I can work with that mindset. It kind of takes away the credibility of me. Why? I think Finn and Roman can go. I know they can, but knowing that Brock's kind of there and wants to challenge the Universal Champion and is already going to get that title shot at Saudi Arabia, it's a dangerous game because putting it into an Extreme Rules match helps because it means that Roman can just murder the Demon, and it can make sense because the Demon in that caricature has only lost once to Samoa Joe and NXT in a steel cage match. So, okay, fine, we get it. There's been no other times where Finn has lost the Demon. But because you have Brock Lesnar following up, you lose that mysticism. Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair. As you know, Becky came back from SummerSlam, squashed Bianca. I feel like this whole thing is just try to get Bianca over again. I think she's kind of maximized her potential as a face. I want to see her more of a heel. Do I like Becky as a heel? Kind of. Can I live without it? Yeah. Do I think SmackDown's hurting with women's division? Yes. Do I need that shakeup to happen? Obviously. Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss.
I don't care, man. Like, the promo last night was good because they were getting some real stuff. They were throwing some shades. Alexa said that Charlotte was original with the woo, citing Ric Flair, who's in deep, deep water, and we might do that on a different day, converse about the dark side of the ring stuff that happened there. And then Charlotte goes and says, oh, you're going to talk to me about originality, and was hinting at The Fiend, which was what Alexa basically stole from now that Bray Wyatt's not there anymore. So I was kind of getting into it, but I'm over Charlotte. But I don't like this iteration of Alexa Bliss without The Fiend. So if Alexa wins the title, I don't have any love for it. I don't want it, man. United States Championship, Damian Priest, Sheamus, and Jeff Hardy. Triple threat match. What do we know about triple threat match? Or usually no DQs. What does that mean? Jeff Hardy's going to die for me. It's going to be great. Every time Jeff Hardy's in a triple threat match for a title for some reason, I enjoy it. When he had his Clash of Champions match with Sami Zayn and AJ Styles and him in a ladder match for the IC belt, it was phenomenal. He had his earlobe handcuffed. I'm 100% about whatever's going to happen. I have a funny feeling Jeff's going to win. I'm just going to put that on the record because why would he be added to a crowd favorite and also just kind of be there to kind of give him one last rub or one last run with something of some kind of credibility and give the rub to somebody else in the future going over, maybe a Karrion Kross, and then they'll just ship him off to AEW and go from there. So we'll see what happens. Usos versus Street Profits. Usos are winning. You got to keep the bloodline strong because we need Francisco at Survivor Series when it's Brad versus Brand. New Day, Bloodlines Part 2. I am waiting and ready. Liv Morgan versus Carmella. Meh. And they might do, because they have not confirmed it, but they might do Big E defending his WWE Championship against Bobby Lashley. And since we had that delicious triple patty, Charles, you want to go back for a double baconator? Yeah, buddy, I want to go back for a double baconator. This could be the pay-per-view match that really solidifies Big E in the big time. Because remember, he won the IC belt in December of last year. I don't really think he did anything big with it. He had to fight Apollo Crews like 5,000 times, and then, Sami Zayn like 5,000 times. So let him get the established rub against a true champion, Bobby Lashley, who, Francisco, I'm going to tell you right now, want to know something interesting about Bobby Lashley's reign last year and change since the pandemic kicked in? He never lost the U.S. Championship by getting pinned. He only lost it because Matt Riddle pinned John Morrison, and in triple threat matches, whoever's pinned, wins. So he never lost that title. He was never pinned for it. And for his WWE Championship, he was pinned, yes, after a match he had with Randy Orton on Raw, and he was selling a leg injury. So there has not been no clean finish, clean loss for him. That's why when Big E does it, it's going to be monumental. Because he's going to be the first man to officially just, destroy Bobby. It's not going to be a fluke, I just killed, Leonard Spinks just knocking out Mike Tyson. It's going to be the guy who went the rounds out box Mike Tyson. In that sense. And the same thing about Roman. Roman has been pinned or lost since Baron Corbin, December of 2019 or some stuff. So whoever does beat Roman for that title, and I don't know anymore because Big E cashed in on Bobby, so now we have this dilemma because there's still one of that. Maybe Finn, but not right now because it ain't going to be Brock. I think Brock's going to go to Raw when the draft comes in because the draft's coming in October, and that's going to be interesting because they're going to start on Friday. And they put it onto a Monday, so I'm going to be watching intently because that means the cage will have the whole, oh my god, guys, this is the draft results, and this is what I think it means. I realize Vince is just going to screw it up anyway, so why am I even caring about it? But I might watch Extreme Rules, or I might just do what I do with some pay-per-views and just split the baby in half during the work week, I haven't decided yet. If they put Bobby and Big E on the card, I'll probably watch it. You kind of have to. I just flexed on it so much. I'm still sweating thinking about that triple meat patty of violence that happened. But is WWE improving because AEW? Slightly. Are they faltering? Of course. Do they need to find their footing? Obviously, because like every new TV show, this is how I'll end it, every new TV show, when you get to a new season and you get different showrunners, you might have to reestablish the line. Don't be like Dexter, who was good for a couple seasons, went downhill, had a bad finale, and then they had to wait 8 years later to create a new finale, which I will watch because I'm very interested in it. And that's all I got for you on the cage this week.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that is it. This went not as long as last time for sure, but it went long. But we're gonna cut it here, guys. Thanks for joining me. I haven't had anything sweet today, so I'm gonna see what I might look at DoorDash something, get something sweet just for my birthday, a little something for me. Yeah. See the family this weekend, and then we'll see that we actually got a new sponsor this episode. I Am Fish. I don't know if you've heard of it, Charles, but it's on PC and Xbox right now. It's basically, do you remember that part in Finding Nemo where they try and escape and they're in the fish bags or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, it's essentially that. So it's a game about that, fish trying to escape.
I'll cry if they die.
I hope they don't, but I mean, you're in control of it. You're in control of it. You are the fish, so that's the thing. Well, so that's it. See you guys. See you next week.
Take care.
Get ready for the launch. Get ready.